Space Marines.
What is up, everyone? Welcome to another Age of Sigmar Saga of Dice podcast. We got a special guest today, but first, as usual, Carson is with me. What's going on, man?
How's it going, everyone?
His mic does work. Don't worry, everyone.
Yep.
I thought you were the special guest, Carson.
No,
I thought you were the special guest. This is awkward.
Carson.
One of us has to change.
What the crap? Carson is my co-host, and the special guest is James Love, editor extraordinaire. It is because I've shouted him out before, but it is thanks to James that we've been able to do more and better content recently. So wanted to thank you again. And also, I have to shout out another person. Kenrick came over today, or yesterday. Why was it today? He didn't come over yesterday. He didn't come over today, I mean. Anyway, so he is like hooked up the channel with like more lights, better lights, key lights. I don't know if anyone will notice. Yeah, like you know what I mean, like how much more cinematic it actually is. But it is. It will be starting from the next, hopefully the next battle report. So thanks again to Kenrick. Today we're talking about Slaanesh.
But I just say that, James, your last name is like perfectly thematic for talking about this book today.
Oh yeah.
So thank you for agreeing to come on.
Oh, you're welcome. Friendship is magic.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
man.
I think that's
Anything for y'all.
something. That's like one of my tenets that I live by, actually. So we appreciate you coming on. What's up, Robin? Thanks for joining us.
Hi, Robin.
Yeah, he's just, I don't know, I don't know what you meant to say, but he goes bah, and then he's I hate autocorrect. So I'm going to assume that bah was not the intended. Oh, maybe it is. Oh my gosh, that I can't repeat. But thank you. Can't
I
argue
do
with
like
that.
debating
Yes,
with people about war scrolls.
and I have been like at it a long time, to be fair. But before we go on to the main theme, which you guys might be able to tell. I mean, obviously you can tell from the title of the video, but you might be able to tell just by the like what mood we're in. There's other hints as well that we're doing the Slaanesh review tonight. Um, so yeah, hopefully that'll be good. There isn't really much to talk about. Like, I mean, so I already did a video like doing the news and whatnot, so I'm not gonna repeat it. You know what I mean? Like, but a bunch of models got announced at Warhammer Fest. What did you guys think of the models?
I hear they're good.
They look cool to me. Like, okay, what did you think of the heralds? Goblin, Flesh Eater Courts, Harbinger, and what was the other one? Oh, Dwarf guy.
I think the dwarf guy was
Yeah,
very fire slayer.
does it-
Like he's
is
gonna fit
intended-
in with every single other model in that range super well, which kind of sucks. But I really like the Gitz model. That's fantastic
Oh,
with
man.
the squig skull over his head. Like it's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm excited about the new Harbinger though, because with my overly overly populated Nurgle army, that I don't know why I have this many models.
Yeah, you
It's- I
got
think it's-
like. How many?
I gave 2,000 points of Nurgle to someone.
Yeah.
Well, it was kind of a trade, but I still have 10,000 Nurgle left.
Yeah, that's wild. Wow. That's true. Robin says we're covering Slaanesh, so there will be lowbrow jokes aplenty. Absolutely, you can absolutely count on that. But I just can't, you know, um, look for lowbrow jokes in the chat mostly, right? So okay, and Carson. Oh no, sorry. Before that, so the thing about Fire Slayers, okay, I know they need new models, right? But the one thing
No.
they don't need, and I mean, I kind of agree with that, but like, but what I was gonna say is that like they don't need heroes though, especially like they need units.
They need like artillery.
Yeah. Well,
They just
Fire
need some
Slayers are
variants.
melee though, right?
No, but you could launch your guys with your artillery. You launch fire slayers with artillery.
You know what I would rather have though is just launch them. uh,
It's more horrifying than a naked dwarf flying through the sky to attack you.
nothing. Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
not one thing.
I think I would
Two
rather.
naked dwarves flying at you to attack you.
He's got you there.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think I would rather tongue kiss the Harbinger from Nurgle. Yeah, yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm working on my Fire Slayer army. Right now,
Um,
the Fire Slayer of Botan, because
the Slayers that are fire.
I'm very modest, so I decided to put clothes on them.
I mean,
I was gonna. Yeah, I think the biggest thing with Fire Slayers is like, as an opponent to Fire Slayers, it's nice when someone points out their units, or just any army, they point out their units and say, this is this, this is this, and this is this. And you're like, cool, I
yeah,
can kind of remember. But with Fire Slayers, it's just like,
no,
they're so similar that I can't realistically remember which one is which unless I've played them multiple times, or like tons of times, which I haven't, right?
yeah.
Oh man, I brought my three turtle list I brought to LBO. I played Fire Slayers, and I didn't even know what to do, man. Target priority. It was just I had a purple sun out there, and I was shooting things, and it was just like, but I'm not hitting anyone. They're just, and you keep ignoring my endless spell completely because you have this other guy that looks like the other guys, and I didn't know what was going on. But I won because they couldn't move faster than turtles apparently.
That's true. Yeah, our turtles are surprisingly quick in Nine Deepkin. Um, and then did you guys see the new
Nice
giant
pickup,
like Maw Crusher guy
dude.
on?
That looks dope.
Oh my god. Okay, can I just say for everyone, it's about time. Like, where was this? Like, this model should have actually happened a long time ago, but the wait was worth it because
Mm,
god dang. And there's
That's
like
what
there's two versions of it apparently. So I guess one's gonna be like maybe a mega boss.
named.
Oh,
No,
maybe,
I don't know.
maybe.
I'm guessing that's what you get speculating. I saw the pictures and I salivated, but it was a busy weekend, so I didn't have a chance to really. I
Yeah.
mean, they didn't give any stats, did they?
No,
Hmm.
just showed a picture of the
The things
suit.
that stood out to me was this summer is not Flesh Eater Court. It's a
Mm,
Dawnbringer book.
yeah, yeah, it's true. So I guess the fall for them, hey. Um,
Yeah, it wasn't on the list for fall either.
but there was like a random tome that's blank in the
That's in the
The
fall.
picture though.
picture looked like another. It said like book two, didn't it? Book three.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, so
Yeah,
it's
it's
like a
book one
Dawnbringer.
after Seraphon, or no, after the GHB, I think, right?
Yeah.
And
Uh,
then Cities, and
but
then book two,
there was a
and
red
then
one though.
the red one is in the winter.
Yeah, winner.
Oh, that's what I meant. That's what I was thinking of.
So
So wow,
I think there's
winter.
going to be a board game that comes out somewhere around winter
Ooh.
that everyone's going to get excited for, and it's going to be Flesh Eater Court themed. And right when it comes out, they're going to say we're discontinuing this board game, but like you need all the models to
Yeah,
play the new Flesh Eater Court.
I
That's never
mean
happened in GW.
that's
I've never heard of that situation once in my life.
never. Yeah, I can't think of anything either. Um, but okay, so this is kind of an interesting thing. So they just showed the full Leviathan box, and
Oh yeah, I saw that.
all three of us have Tyranids. We all play Tyranids.
In
Like,
fairness, I also have like every army
yeah,
too,
that's true. But
but I
but
play Tyranids.
yeah, you play Tyranids. It's one of your. I mean, you would probably say it's one of your main armies, though, right?
Nids is my main army, then
Yeah,
in Thousand Suns.
there you go. And mine is Nids is my main army, and then secondary is Space Marines, Space Wolves specifically. And Carson's is which one's your main, Necrons or Tyranids?
Honestly, I don't know. Like I've jumped between the two.
That's fair.
Uh, Probably Tyranids, but to be completely honest, I don't know if this is enough to. I guess nothing will be if this isn't enough. But to bring me back to 40k for the time being,
Yeah,
um,
man.
I'm just not feeling it.
Well, I
I don't know
mean,
why.
I went to a 40k theme background, so
That's fair. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like the rules we'll kind of see. I do like that they're simplifying things, you know, or whatever. I forget what they say. Like,
it's not simple. It's what was the
oh,
term? But
isn't it simplified, not simple?
that's what it was.
You're
Yep,
right.
that's
Yeah.
exactly.
Like I love that idea. Like that's 40k is was like I liked ninth edition a lot, but it was not like a smooth experience. You know what I mean? And I just don't think, yeah, putting it mildly, that
Yeah.
like I just don't think that like I think simplifying is better for strategy. Like I actually think that because like like one of the most strategic games ever is chess. You know what I mean? And you know,
What is that?
yeah, chess.
I've never heard of it.
Yeah, it's fair. It's like this. It's this game. It's been around for like I think like 5 or 10 years, and you can play anyway. The rules are really simple, but the strategy is very deep. So I just think that that's where you're gonna have the real fun. But we'll see. You know what I mean? I love the new models though. The Tyranid models are absolute like they're perfect, really. Like like what more could we really ask for?
Slaanesh.
No, I think I'd rather have the Tyranid actually.
Am I the only Slaanesh player in here right now?
You are.
I think so. Yes.
Yeah.
Disappointed. Why am I here?
Yeah, because you're the only Slaanesh player.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, I
Well,
see
Yeah,
now.
we need
this
you.
is like Shark Tank. You got to convince us, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
we're gonna buy a product.
That's true. Yeah,
And
you're supposed to tempt us. What do you mean? Or what are you doing
yeah,
here?
you're doing a terrible job.
Yeah,
Come on.
yeah. You're supposed to tempt us. You're supposed to sell us on the experience.
Well,
Anyway, before we go on in too deep, I'm super excited. I think those are some of the coolest turn-in models I've literally ever seen. So I hope the game's awesome because I'm getting excited for it. Not as excited as I am for my Saurus models and Seraphon models that are coming out, but I'm pretty excited. So we do have a rumor engine before we get into the meat and bones and sinew and other weird Slaanesh words. The the ponies of it or something. Like I feel like that sounds like that's evocative of the Dark Prince. What do you guys think that this? Do you guys see the rumor engine by the way?
Yep.
no.
It's
I'll go look at it.
you can unpause the video and just see it if you want, like real quick.
Oh, I'm looking at it right there.
Oh, there you go.
That's a good video.
Yeah.
Looks like
I
a.
feel like this could be literally any army in AOS because there are so many different like slaves. I've seen the same patterns as this. I've seen this on ogres. I've seen this on like Catacross has
Yep.
similar
I have
cloth to
I
this.
have a very specific guess, but now that I know that Flesh Eater Courts probably isn't coming until winter, it makes it less likely. But I'm still gonna go with they have a model. I think he's called the Carrion King. So the I used to play Flesh Eater Courts, and they do have like skin, you know what I mean, like flayed sort of things that are stitched together, and like several factions do, like so do OBR. But if you look closely, the colors are different on here. Whereas OBR they paint them one color, most of the other ones are one color. Now it could be something, it could be like it could be Drukhari, it could be a bunch of 40k stuff. But I'm gonna stick with the cape of the Carrion King for Flesh Eater Courts. I'm probably wrong though. So
Uh, I would go with news. I don't even know, man. It could be anything.
it really
It's
could.
like a new Crew Boys model
Cool. Yeah. Actually, that's
because
true. They actually have some of that. They have some stitched skin stuff.
they do because that's literally what's on the little
All the banners.
cloth. Yeah, the
Yeah.
banners, the cloth on the archers, the
Yep.
crossbowmen, both
Yep.
boys, whatever.
And Gobsprack, his like banner thing behind him.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
I painted a lot of Crow Boys. So
Me too.
I'm gonna make a completely wild guess.
yeah.
This is wrong, just so you
Okay.
know. But this is gonna be a Necron Flayed One hero.
Oh, cool. Actually, that's a great guess because Necrons are. They said every release in 40k is getting new models.
Yeah.
That's a way better guess than mine.
They
Actually.
need to make up that cost somewhere, don't they?
Yeah.
Since the stuff's going to be available online free.
Yep. And you know, the cost of making flayed ones, like they have to use actual skin, right, when they make those things. So
Yeah.
that checks out.
Actually, just one guy too.
Yeah. Just sewing them together. Yeah.
No, I mean it's one guy's skin.
Oh, okay. No, it's not one guy's skin unless he's like patches and he like puts like very like panels over his body when he goes sun tanning because like those are like different kinds of skin, I think. Right?
That's how I painted the Cruel Boys thing. I made it.
You're just like, no.
No, I'm not joking. That's how I painted it. It's like skin. I painted they were stapled on because that movie with the skin, with the guy, he tucked his man parts and then the pony song played.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Buffalo Bill in Silence
Oh,
of the
Silence
Lambs.
of the
There you go.
Lambs.
Yep.
Yeah. She puts the
I was
lotion in
about
the
to
bath.
quote him in the scene that you're talking about,
Yeah.
but not on. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Much obliged.
Very thematic to what we're reviewing today, but
Yeah,
not not
speak,
YouTube friendly.
speaking of Wild Bill, should we get into some Slaanesh action?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
let us do that. Oh, by the way, you can find James on Instagram. His Instagram handle's in the middle of the screen. Coach Nitro, 2 underscores in the middle, one in the middle, one at the end.
I don't know why there's one at the end, but there is.
Yeah, I mean probably because like Coach
Cliffhanger.
underscore Nitro was taken, so you were like Coach underscore Nitro underscore.
I was the first.
Oh, okay.
I'm serious, I was. I'm not, that's not being mean like, oh, this is a Highlander thing. No, or there could only be one, I guess. No, I was the first because I was on Instagram very early. And
Oh,
there's not many. Just,
that's funny.
just,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, no, I need to. Where's the thing? There it is. Okay, boop. And I gotta put away Chrome. Boop. There we go. So we're talking about Hedonites of Slaanesh. By the way, this presentation was made by James, and it is freaking insane. Like he's upped the production value. It's like by making this slideshow. It's gorgeous. Thanks again, man. This looks really good. That's why we're a little smaller than usual because I wanted to like everyone to be able to see it better. Um, anyway, so Carson and I aren't really gonna have like an overall view of them because we haven't uh, played as them. Have you played against them, Carson?
I actually haven't. Not their newest tome anyway. No.
Okay. Yeah.
That's why y'all aren't believers yet.
Nope. Well, I'm a believer, but that's not Slaanesh.
It's a different thing.
It's something much more horrifying. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, so James, then what is your like orbit view, like super far back, like overall take? What do you think of the army? Do you like it? Do you dislike it?
They're not the second edition book.
No.
Because,
No.
but they're not the third edition
Wait,
book.
wait, wait, wait.
Oh,
Which,
wait. They're not the
second edition
first
book?
second edition
Yeah.
book.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
But they're not the second edition book.
Either. Right.
Either, yeah. But they are so synergetic that if you play them right, you, the best. I'm gonna lie. I gotta give a shout out to Vince real fast
Yeah. Do it.
because he told everyone never to give Depravity
Nah.
to me.
Yeah.
And people have been following this advice like it's the truth.
Yeah.
And I could get a keeper in turn two.
and then you
In
take
spite of this.
yeah, and then you take 30 D3 mortal wounds throughout the course of the game.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah. Yeah.
But with this book, the things that a lot of people hate is the temptation dice, and I just feel like I'm playing a game where I'm trolling everyone. Hey, wouldn't you like to make that save?
Yeah.
They take 1 wound or D3 plus 1 wounds, and so it's a blast. It's just
Right.
it's just my type of play style.
Yeah, or if it's a 2 wound thing and they fail it and they're gonna take it and it's a 5 wound hero, you can not give them depravity and then boop, still take it.
I'm
Still
going
die.
to tell you the way I play. I don't care that they give me depravity.
Yeah,
I
totally.
kind of don't want them to.
No, I
because
know,
I'd
I
rather-
know. Like that's what I'm saying though. Like
Yeah.
if you take 2 wounds on a 5 wound hero, and then they don't give you depravity, then they might just lose their hero.
Yeah. I'm leaving. I went to a RTT with the list, and I went undefeated. I
Okay.
mean, one of the games was a draw against Corn, but it was still undefeated. And the look on the guy with that was saying no to everything. My first game was Sylvaneth, and Durthu.
Jeez.
He just kept saying no. I'm not going to give you. I'm not going to Durthu this. I'm not going to. And then at the end of the first turn, Durthu had like 4 wounds left, so he had to back him out.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
then I got, I want to say 24 depravity when I charged 6 slangers into brutes for my third game against Iron Jaws.
Okay.
The look on everyone's face. Slangers are good.
Hey. So I guess overall you are you like the book. Hey.
Yeah, they're
Okay.
a lot better than people necessarily think because they were overshadowed by things like OBR and the Gits being so good. Like we're not, or KO even. We're not
Or
that
even-
level of good.
Or even
But
Corn. Corn's been tearing it up.
Yeah. They,
Yeah.
they,
Um, Heck yeah, man. Okay, cool. So we'll go into the overall. You got a nice slide that you made here. What's new? Temptation, depravity points, euphoric killers, unique subfaction format, and then there's standouts. You put best and worst. So
oops. Well, that's a conversation. It was
okay. Well, here
so that's the
I'll just skip
conversation
on
piece
to
at
the
the back
next
end.
thing. So this is how temptation dice work, right? Um, One second. I'm trying to decide where to read this because they're both not easy for me to read. They're both small. One second. Let me see if I zoom in on this and it. No. That's not what I want. Ah,
So the way the dice works is
yeah. Let's
you
do
get
that.
6 dice per battle round,
Oops.
and what I do is I just put 6 completely different dice to the side, and those are the dice I'll roll for the D6 or D3.
Yep.
That way I remove the dice and I don't forget. But if if someone makes a hit roll, wound roll, or a save roll, you can give them a 6. The key here is 6. It says 6 in the book. It doesn't say free save, auto hit, things like that. Like if you're hitting someone with -4 rend, you can't give them a save. But
Okay.
if they say no to giving you the depravity, that unit takes D3 mortal wounds, and then you cannot select that unit again for that phase.
Right. But if you so I just want to clarify something. So if someone, let's say you come in with -2 rend and they have a 6 up save, right?
Yeah.
And so obviously the wound goes through, right?
Yes.
You don't even need to roll, but then you can still offer them a temptation dice.
No.
Okay.
Because
It's
you can't
only if
pass
that
with
would
this.
save.
Yes, because it
Got it.
says it get it changes that dice to a 6.
Okay.
So you want to be careful with like mortal wound hits,
I see.
or
Interesting.
not, because why not? You don't got to. You don't got to be. I gave a lot of 6s to Cruel Boys the other day.
Wow. I see.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Oh yeah, on their hit roll because they do mortal wounds for their damage
Yep.
characteristic. I see. Okay. Okay.
But if they don't want to take the mortal wounds, it's either D3 mortal wounds or D6 depravity, and it's a randomized depravity. So that's where the catch is. Like, would I could get 1 depravity out of D6 dice, and then you could still take 3 mortal wounds. So there's a balance you got to see. My advice to people playing against Slaanesh is if you have a unit of 5 guys with 2 wounds each, and I do 1 wound in, or do 1 damage into that unit,
Yeah.
and then I offer you another save, don't take the mortal wounds. Because now the two wound unit can die, whereas they just taken 1 wound. I think instead of just giving a blindly take all the depravity, or blindly I'm going to take all the not give you any depravity. My recommendation is make those decisions strategically based on the scenario. If you think that the hit is more important than the mortal wounds, then to make the decision. But I like my units alive, so I'd probably give a lot of depravity if I was playing against Slaanesh.
Hmm. But then you are handing out, which we will get into, some significant buffs and possibly more units for Slaanesh because
Yeah.
they can summon on top of that. That's interesting. Yeah, I mean, like that's kind of what I was thinking. Like I have to analyze the situation. Um, I actually do understand Vince's point though when he was saying like it does slow the game down. It's like you're in the middle of rolling. It's like wait,
No,
stop.
no, that I
You know?
agree with that point.
Yeah, but like
But it doesn't slow it that much down.
yeah, I
I
mean,
made my time in
and
every game.
to be fair, I understand it in principle. I still haven't played
Yeah.
against them in the new book. By the way, also Ledivicus said Slaanesh is currently a top 3 army, which is amazing. And
Really?
and then I mean, and then Robin said something else in response, which was funny, but I will not repeat. Um, so okay, so we got temptation dice. That's how they work. That's really cool. That's I mean very thematic
Oh yeah, absolutely. I
sort of
liked
thing.
I even liked the previous book, but
It's
it was
very creative, and I do like that.
the previous book was kind of in this weird place where they weren't early on being successful in tournament scene,
Yeah.
but they were too powerful to play against just a fun game
In the
because you're
the 2.1 book. Yeah,
yeah.
totally. Okay, and then we've got depravity points. So you get depravity points if you turn down that, and then there are other ways you can also get depravity points, right?
Yes. The best way to get depravity points is something called euphoric killers.
Right. Should I go?
Um,
Should I go over to that?
uh, yeah, let's go back. We'll rotate back. Now looking at it,
Uh,
hindsight, the
there we
EP
go.
should be
Cool.
after.
So euphoric killers. Um,
Yes, euphoric killers is just, and the key is it's on your turn. It has to be the Slaanesh player's turn, so they can't use it on both turns, which you don't need to. To put in perspective, I can summon a Keeper Secrets turn 2 with euphoric killers.
jeez.
If I mean, there's some stars that have to align,
But
but
but like,
I
how does it work? How does the mechanic work?
at the start of the if you charged, because it's your turn.
Yeah.
Do you even have to charge?
Single out enemy unit, convert all of the wounds allocated into depravity points.
Yep, that's all.
Wow.
And so what I have used them on has been everyone's been saying use the seekers, which they're great. The melee seekers.
This
How,
the
not the bliss barbs, the dance ones. Why am I zoning on a name?
oh, are they like the guys on the horses?
Well, yeah, it's
The weird Slaaneshi horses?
opposite of. But if you use them, people are using them. They're great because they do hit on threes and threes. But I've been using slangers because I try to alpha strike with the. I try to get in as fast as possible with slangers. Slangers have an ability much like Vanguard, where
Oh,
you can
the fight
once
last.
per game have them fight twice.
Oh, okay, okay.
And then when the combo, you can basically have them go in. There's a unit of 3 has 4, 4, and 5. So that's what 8 plus 5 is 13. So a unit of 6 has 26 attacks, and so 2 damage each. Usually, their war scrolls -1 Ren, but I can easily get it to -3 Ren.
Jeez.
And so when I charged in with using the super acquiesce on the model that I suspect will go up in price, the epitome, contorted epitome.
Yeah,
I
probably.
can get the +1 to wound and +1 to hits and things like that, and then I'm just charging in with doing. I got to keep her secrets in turn 2.
Jeez. So in your turn two, you got a keeper of secrets.
Yeah.
So you're getting enough. How many? Okay, how many do you need for? Actually, I guess I can go back. So that's basically how it works. You pick a unit, and each wound that you do against that,
Yes.
and it's unit. It doesn't have to be a model. So you can pick like a unit of 40 clan rats or something like that, and just
Yeah, as
basically
long
wipe.
as
And it's your whole army. You don't have to pick one of your own units to do those said attacks, right?
so the key is it has to be 1 unit that you select of yours
Oh, okay.
and
I
one
see.
of the enemies.
Ah, got it.
So if you wipe that enemy in the first go,
Ye-
then that's it. So what I've been using is I've been like was it brutes have what 3 4 wounds?
Which
Uh,
brutes?
yeah, for Iron Jaws.
I
I think they're 4 wounds,
say
3.
three, but I'm not sure.
But I charge into them, and I get to fight twice with them, once per game.
Right.
And it's just plus you once you start stacking up, you start getting -1 to hit, 6s are mortal wounds to in addition in melee, and then you also get 5+ ward eventually.
Yeah, that's wild. Alex says they're 3 wounds each.
Thank
But
you,
like,
Alec.
but like I mean anything though. Like clan rats, you do. Oh wait, but if you wipe out like a unit of 20 clan rats, you don't get that.
You get 20. That's it. It stops when
Oh,
they're
got
wounded.
it, got it. Oh, okay, but still 20 freaking depravity
Oh,
points for a unit that you will kill. Like
yeah.
you 100% will kill.
Oh,
Um,
yeah. It's the units I've been I can the Keeper Secrets is not a consistent thing.
no,
Because you
fair.
have to get there, and there has to be some poor decisions on your opponent's side to do that.
That's fair. I
Uh,
mean, and the other thing too, though, is like if you're going into a unit of like 20 clan rats or squigs or something like that, the key will be to remove them from the front, so when they attack twice, they can't necessarily
correct.
get everyone in.
So I'm very cautious in how I do it.
Yeah,
And
but
like I
still,
want to go to the
but
secrets,
still.
but as you can see, they're not painted yet.
Well,
Oh,
not
there it is.
I mean, not, anyway. So okay, so that's how euphoric killers get works.
Yep.
Um, and then
That's how I get depravity. That's how I suspect every
yeah,
Slaanesh primary way every Slaanesh player will get depravity is through euphoric killers.
huh. Yeah, especially if people
And
follow.
if you go back one to the summoning,
Whew,
and I have a question for the audience.
okay. Oh, the summoning.
What? Yeah. Yes. What
Oh,
takes priority in the game? The, so the core rules, then it's battle tome, and can a war scroll override the battle tome?
oh man. I mean, the battle tome when it gets specific overrides the core rules. Like
Uh,
if it has a rule, like
yeah.
for
Does the
example,
war scroll
yeah,
override something in the battle tome?
I
If it's
I think so because well, it depends on the situation. I think,
okay,
but I
so
think so. Yeah.
right now the Forge World Slaanesh Keeper Secrets, what's her name? So
Oh, I see. But that's not in the
on her
battle
war scroll
tome.
it says 12 depravity. To summon this model, spend 12 depravity. It says that in the war scroll. Can I do that?
I
So, yeah,
I don't think so. I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
Yeah.
I don't have the ball. I don't have the courage, I guess.
Yeah, the
What?
cojones
Yes.
to be like, well,
He
technically,
says no. Alan says no. So
I,
that was like one of the things because I was reading a war scroll. I'm like, it just says
because
spend 12. It's
because
not in the list, so that's the debate.
yeah,
I wouldn't bring myself to do it, but that was a question I wanted to bring up, and I think I agree with Alan. And if I'm wrong, I can't bring myself to do it. Like,
yeah.
and if Alan's wrong, like I think Alan's right though. I think
I
that
mean,
makes sense.
at the end of the day, uh, at the end of the day, it is up to the TO. Like that's actually the kind of scary part about the whole thing.
Yeah,
Like like ideally they would have actually called it something other than depravity. Oh,
I
but you
know.
know what? Actually, you know what? I think there is an FAQ answer for this because I I think I was
But
reading through the Zeech FAQ and there's a greater Lord of Change in there. And the question was, can you summon a greater Lord of Change, aka the Forge World uh, model for the same depravity points as the one in the book? And he
oh,
said no.
yeah, I think they just answered it. I
Yeah,
don't see her in the worst in the points. Would
yeah.
she go legend?
No, no, they're still in there. Like all that stuff is in there, but I think that would be covered uh by the FAQ. Like
I don't know.
it's like because they usually do it like precedents, like in law.
Yeah,
So I think that's how it would work.
it was just one of those little things. I agree with Alan. Alan, I agree with you. I think you can't do it,
Yeah.
but someone's gonna try.
Oh, Alex says, is she even listed on the valid docs pitch battle profiles? That doesn't matter, Alex, because none of them are. Like the ones that are all legal. Like none of the Forge World models are put on the pitch battle profiles in the books, and they never have been because they're Forge World. They're a separate thing. But like this is getting into the weeds a little bit here. So okay, going back to depravity.
Yeah, sorry, that was all I wanted to cover, and I
Yeah,
wanted to just get a
I mean, it's
consensus.
actually a really great question, and like,
Yeah,
it's good that you brought it up. And I do think that people should write into the FAQ team just to get it sorted for sure.
yeah,
Um,
because if you look, Keeper Secrets. Well, this is just the bending of things. Yeah, but at the bottom, 36 depravity points in the Keeper Secrets. So 12 is insane for that
yes.
model.
Oh yeah, 12 would be broken, right?
But yeah, that's all I wanted to cover.
Yeah,
So I summon,
yeah.
not necessarily. If I don't need to, I don't. But I summon. We'll go over that when we go over the grand strategies, because I learned my lesson on making it where I can't summon by using my grand strategy with how much depravity I have.
I
You'll find
see.
yourself using some of the temptations on their bigger enemies. You could probably get 6 on one of their bigger enemies.
Okay, well, so to go through them real quick,
Yeah,
at 12 depravity, right?
it's minus 1 to
Which
hit.
using your strategy you're gonna get. Subtract 1 from hit rolls for attacks that target friendly Hedonites of Slaanesh units. That's not in melee. That's just -1 to
Correct.
hit for your army. And then
And
yeah.
I mixed that with Glutos, who is a 12-inch bubble. And if you're within that 12, not wholly within, if you're within 12 inches, you get -1 to hit. So
so
they can't even
wait,
all out attack it.
who like does that go on the enemy unit or your friendly units?
It goes. It says if enemy unit is within
Right.
12
Okay.
inches.
Okay. So if they're a melee army and they charge in, they're going to be -2. So to get to like they can't even get back to even unless they have
Yeah,
like +2 to hit for some
correct.
reason. I see. Wow. Okay. And then 24 plus DP, unmodified hit roll for an attack with a friendly melee weapon in Heathen Knights of Slaanesh is a 6. That unit causes one more. That attack causes one mortal wound in
Yeah.
addition to any damage. That's crazy because they have a lot of attacks as a general rule.
Yes,
And
and
it's
that makes the demonettes just on a whole new level
no
because they get a
kidding.
decent amount of attacks,
Yeah.
and
And it's
so
in
if you
addition, like that's crazy. Um, but that's not even that hard. He said like Robin says 25 DP. Like I that's not hard because like use James's strategy. Like you pick one unit that's easy to kill, and then
you don't have to kill them,
you don't have to
you just
kill
have
them.
to
But
do
like
damage.
I just
I
mean
just
you,
choose
like
I
it's
choose
easy to
something that can take wounds really easily.
yeah exactly
And
anything that's like on a poopy save. I mean like
yep,
you might not do super well against like an MSU Stormcast list with that whole thing, but
that's still 20 wounds.
that's still yeah. I
I'll
mean
probably do 20 wounds through Stormcast list to 20 wounds.
yeah, there's probably a unit with 20 wounds in it. There might be like if it's all MSU, then it might be tens is the max
Oh
you could
wait, you're
do.
right. They're
Yeah.
fives. You're
Yeah,
five lists.
yeah.
Yeah, you're
But
right.
like
Yeah,
but still like it's still like that's a lot of DP. That's still 10 DP. Like
yeah. I've got lucky in when I've used them in the capacity that I did
yeah.
was it was sitting on attacking, charging into 20 gut rippers.
Jeez.
So that's 40 wounds I'm just charging into,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
or
That's that's such a great matchup for Slaanesh too.
yeah,
Yeah.
15 brutes was the other one. Also, I did a lot of damage to those the blood warriors
Right. Oh my god.
because
That's another good
so
one.
I mixed them with in the tournament. I also brought one cockatrice,
Oh my.
and I just had them like yeah, if cockatrice, if you don't know, at the start of the combat phase, anything within 6 inches, you roll one die. If it's a 4+, they can only hit you on sixes.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's
And
wild.
so I mixed that in the tournament. I don't do that normally, just in the tournament I did.
Yeah, I mean that's still cool.
Yeah.
And then to finish it off, if 36 or more, which it really isn't that hard to get. Like you're probably not popping this off turn one, but your whole army.
Yes,
It's
36
it's
quick
not
hurts would
it's
be a
not
dream.
demon units either. It's everything has a 5-up ward. Like what on earth? That's wild.
Yeah.
It's really cool. Okay, and then to move on to the sub factions. So which sub faction? So actually, Carson, do you have any questions? Sorry, I'm giving you a chance to
No worries.
just
I guess the
just
biggest thing I'm curious about is that in our
yeah.
previous Seraphon review, Rob, you're kind of alluding to that it seems like GW is moving away from trying to convince people to summon units. Do you feel like that's the case in this book as well, James? Like you're
Interesting.
more yeah.
So I am only reason I do try to get the Keeper Secrets out as fast as possible because I value Gludos' life more because I can't summon a Gludos. And so with the Keeper, she can allow a unit to fight twice, once per game. So you don't if you bring the Keeper, then you don't need I just it's kind of a last resort thing. But no, I wouldn't conventionally. That would be my priority. So I agree with Rob's assessment there.
Well, and not only that, but like the cool thing is the thing that they've started since Khorne and Slaanesh was actually I think they started before. Oh no, they started with the White Dwarfs, but with Slaanesh and Khorne
Yeah.
was they gave you the option of not summoning anything and still getting full access to your allegiance abilities, which is really cool. Like I
Yeah.
wish they had done that with Zeech and with Nurgle as well, because like I don't like summoning. You know what I mean? I just don't want to have to bring extra models like if I'm playing somewhere else. You know. So I really think that's cool, regardless. But
We'll go over more of the War Scroll stuff, but I agree with what you said. With the previous book, I was trying to summon. I think after turn one, I think my goal was to try to summon a keeper a game. Or a turn, it's not a chain. So every round, every turn, I'm trying to get another keeper out.
jeez,
Or
every
30
turn.
demonettes. over 30 demonettes.
every
Yeah.
turn.
Yes.
That's insane. I mean, yeah, I think 30 demonettes is better if you've got the 6 up, or the 6.
Exploding
Yeah,
six
or
to
no, the
three
mortal
hits.
wounds. Yeah, or no, the mortal wounds. I was gonna
Oh
say.
yeah, they
Like
got rid of the
if you've
exploding.
unlocked that, right?
Yeah.
Whew.
Yeah.
Okay. So sorry. Anything else, Carson? Just jump in whenever, man. Like, I I
Yeah, of
I
course.
I know I'm similar to what you know about Slaanesh, so I'm just kind of asking questions and keeping things moving along. Please feel free to do that as well. Um, so for sub allegiance, sub faction, do you have any that stand out, or
Oh,
actually?
pretenders. Pretenders, hands down.
Okay, cool.
It's silly how what they did with
Okay,
pretenders.
okay. Before you go into pretenders, because
Yeah, yeah.
like
I will.
you put invaders first on that. So why don't we start with invaders?
Yep.
How many
This is
sub?
just in the order of the book.
Oh,
It still
cool.
starts with invaders.
So how many sub factions are there?
There's three.
There's 3. Okay, and
I don't think the ones from the Everhost is still good, right?
no, I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
Yeah. So invaders is first up. Where would you rank them? Like in terms of what you think they are for competitive and what you like?
Invaders for me would be at the bottom.
The
I'm
bottom.
not,
Okay.
yeah.
So
I'm not
that's
saying it's bad. It's just from the other two.
yeah,
I,
that's fair. That's totally fair.
it's
Okay.
the least useful for me.
Totally fair. So then figurehead. So this is their like sub faction abilities. All friendly invader heroes are treated as the general, even if they are not the model chosen to be your general. That's really good. So that's amazing that these guys are like number 3. Like already we're starting off with like really good stuff, because that means CP, and CP is like vital to how most armies function. That's pretty cool. After performing heroic actions, roll a dice on a 2+. Another eligible invader hero can perform a heroic action. That's amazing. I mean, obviously you can't perform the same one, but you could just be like, I always want to do is try and go for a CP, roll a 2 up, and then I still can X, heroic recovery
Yeah.
or whatever.
Does that carry over to like every hero as well? So for each, so you just keep going until you fail,
Yeah,
essentially.
yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
Or
super
you run
good.
out of heroic actions to
Now,
do.
is this
Of course, yeah.
is this only in Slaanesh turn, or is this in every turn?
It doesn't specify.
What? So you
This
could,
this is copy and paste from the book.
that's crazy, because you
Like-
could do, if you're going second, you could do actually it doesn't matter even if I mean if you're going second, you get to do 2 of them on one hero, and then you could keep rolling over
Let me
if you
double
want.
check. Let me double check that.
Okay, yeah.
I mean,
You double check that. While you're doing that, I'm going to keep reading the next ability.
Yep.
Actually-
Yep. Sorry.
For the Galatian champion thing that you're referencing for going second, I wonder if you would be able to do like 2 entire passes of that, if that's the case.
Oh, that'd be
Because if-
crazy. I mean, you're gonna run out way before, like,
Sure,
probably.
but
damn.
yeah, this is from the book.
Okay. So then, but it also says 2+ another. Oh yeah, no, can perform a heroic action.
Correct.
So it does say that does allude to one heroic action,
Yes.
but I don't know. We're not going to be in Galatian Champions very much longer. It's probably kind of a moot thing anyway. Okay. Escalating Havoc. This is a heroic action that you can carry out with one friendly invader's hero instead of picking one from the table in the core rules. If you do so, pick one eligible command trait from the list below, and that invader's hero that they do not already have. That hero is considered to have the command trait until the end of the turn. So that's the same as the Skaven Verminous one that you get for Skaven Clawlords. That's super good. Like I don't know, their command traits to be.
I do.
No, I know, but like I'm just saying,
plus
like
1 to hit.
yeah. So I'm just saying, like that's really strong, even if they're
Yeah.
not that great. Like the Verminous ones are not. I really like the one where it stops.
I'm a primary Verminous player. That's the only one I like to play the most.
I
and
do
I
like.
love it.
I love the what's it called, Savage. I mean, we're not talking about Skaven, but I do like the one that prevents battle shock.
It's like you can't help yourself.
Yes. No. It's very thematic and really cool. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So just to move on, because I don't want to be like the last 2 shows in a row we're just like, okay, blah, 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 yeah, we're gonna finish it real quick, and then bye. So anyway, so invaders command trait. So here we're into the meat here of what you get from that very thing that we just talked about. One of them is add 1 to the attack's characteristic of this general's melee weapons while they are within 6 inches of a different hero. does that mean like friendly or enemy?
It doesn't specify. Let me double check the book.
Yeah, good. Add one to the hit
I
roll.
don't I'm inherently lazy, so I would just write exactly what it would be, right? I
Yeah,
mean, it makes sense to me.
it just says hero. That's wild.
It does say different hero, and it's bold in the book. It just says different hero.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So you could like literally tag team them to get the extra attack with one of your heroes, or you could send them in to where there's another hero present and just get it that way.
Right.
Basically for free, and like on a 2-up, you're just like you're gonna
And
just
then you
put
can
this on
have
someone.
one of your heroes have two of these at any given time
Yeah.
because you can have your general have one they selected and then use the command trait to select another one.
Now so this is until your next hero phase, or is it for this turn?
I imagine for the game.
Oh no, that's for the game because it's all right. So well, we don't know, but then it's your once again. I'll go back because
It's
uh,
yeah. Ooh, that's a
you
good
can carry
question.
out one friendly invader's hero instead of picking up from the core rules. If you use one eligible
End
command
of
trait
that
from listed
phase.
below for that until the end of the turn. So it'd be until the end of your turn. So it
Yeah,
wouldn't go
unless
through
you
the
selected it as a command trait.
right. Yes, for sure. Yeah. If you pick that, but that's just I'm just interested in the combo there.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So it would be for the game otherwise, unless you're using it as a heroic action, and then it's just your
Yeah,
turn.
I mean,
Okay, that's still
Glory
pretty dope.
Hog is what it is.
Yeah,
High risk, low.
Glory Og is at the end of the combat phase. If enemy units were destroyed in that phase, and this general is on the battlefield, you receive one command point.
Yeah, what if you went turn two?
I mean,
Oh, cool! I got a command point. I guess I can inspiring presence with this one left over. I guess.
yeah, yeah, okay,
So
yeah,
I would be best of the best and hurler of the obscenities, right? Because we
okay.
all like.
What's okay? Hurler is at the start of the combat phase. You pick one enemy unit within 6 inches. Until the end of that phase, add one to hit rolls for attacks made by that unit, but subtract one from save rolls for attacks that target that unit. So basically, it's like a buff debuff thing where you
Yeah,
right you get to it's just automatically +1 to hit.
but
And
if you have 12 depravity, then it's just puts them even.
right, wait. If you
Because if
have
they have the 12 depravity, they're -1 to hit inherently. All of the enemies. So they're going to get plus. They're going to just get that +1 to back, but they're -1 to save now. Am I reading that wrong?
oh wait
Yeah.
oh so it's on pick well on the enemy unit totally so they go back to normal at that point.
Yep.
Yeah, totally true. Yeah, I like that. That's a cool man. I cannot repeat some of these comments in the chat, but they are funny and they are there for everyone's amusement. So hurdler so what are you picking most of the time if you do go invaders?
Uh, I'm going to choose the hurler.
Yeah, I think me too, right? What do you think, Carson? That looks pretty cool,
Uh,
right?
A finest hour,
I'd agree with
then
that. Yeah.
B,
Yeah.
then C.
Benefits for the other two are like pretty minor. Add one to your text characteristic, and
That's a good
Slaanesh
question.
already has high attacks.
But it's like
But I still think you can only do one command, right? You can't like. Can you have A do finest hour, then B, then C, etc. Then the next turn have B? I think you could.
you can as long
Yeah,
as
you can
as
do
long
that,
as you
but-
do, you can't repeat the same thing, but you
Yeah.
cannot use it that's already a command trait. So you're probably taking this as a command
Yes, I
trait,
agree, Adam.
and then you're not going to use it as your heroic action, but maybe you will. I don't know. Like, that's for actually. Although you know what, here's a counter argument to that very thing. You just put best of the best on your general, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you put on your keeper or whatever the hell you're using it for, right? Then you use this heroic action and make hurler of obscenities, and then you just send them in like a scud missile to debuff whatever unit you wanna kill, and just add a pip of rend because you don't even have to be in combat with them. You just have to be within 6 inches.
Yep.
So you could run them up the field, just be near enough so that your killer unit of Zangor or Slangor or whatever the heck, right?
Yeah.
Uh,
Because I always select best of the best because Eric Roberts. But
yeah.
I probably, if I wasn't a fan of him, I would probably go with hurler of obscenities.
Yeah. Well, you can't. I'm not. So Alan says stacking hurler is strong. You can't stack it because to pick the heroic action and add a command trait, you can't already have it equipped.
You could.
What?
I think
It
is
says it in
using
the
it
text.
twice.
Is it? What do you? How can
Oh,
you?
I
use
see
it?
what you're saying.
Yeah. Because you can't put it on the hero to begin with. Like you can make that their command trait, but then you can't. That means you can't pick that as the command trait
They don't
in your
previously have
heroic
it.
action. So, but maybe I'm misunderstanding the statement. Okay. Anyway, so going on to invasion.
I was thinking that like stacking it with another command trait, but I see what you're
Oh,
saying.
got it. Yeah,
That's how I read it, but
maybe that's
like,
what he means. Yeah, because
yeah.
like like out of context. Anyway, so uh, okay, so then invaders artifacts. Uh, the Rod of Misroll. Keep track of the number of unmodified hit rolls of 6 and unmodified wound rolls of 6 for attacks made by the bearer in each turn.
It's
What
the
a what a I
it's amazing because GW can never do anything wrong.
okay, but like I
So
hate like
I
keeping
feel like
track
it
of.
needs some clarification.
Okay,
Because this would be decent if I get 6 depravity points. If I basically you get one, if you have to have 6 or more, and then
yeah.
you get what the value of what you have. But man, I
I
don't
don't
want to do
think
all that work to get one.
that's not how it reads. So just to read it
Oh, I
out.
know. I agree with you.
So just to read out, just for the chat or like people who are
It's so
painting.
bad.
At the end of the battle shock phase, if your total is 6 or more and the bearer is on the battlefield, so like all of these things have to be true, you gain 1 depravity point. Yeah, it's
And they're
so not
wound
worth
rolls, not hit rolls.
it. Yeah,
Wound rolls.
it's hit and wound rolls.
Is
So
it both?
it's both.
Thank goodness. At
But
least
like,
it's both.
but it's still like
Still
for
terrible.
1 depravity point,
Still
and they
awful.
have to be alive, right?
Yes, they have to be alive.
And it's only by the bearer.
So it doesn't
That's
make
never
sense.
gonna
They need some
happen.
clarification. Like,
That's
can
never
someone just
going to
email
happen.
GW and say, "Hey, does this make sense to you?"
Dude,
Is the-
that's never gonna happen. Like, think about it, right? Like, so you have to be making a total of 36 rolls total for one thing to get 1 depravity point, and
What?
you are capped at 1 depravity point.
Do you know that like
That
with
is
one
so
depravity
dumb.
point,
Yeah.
that gets you 1 point closer to 36?
Yep. That's true. Moving
Math.
right along, Icon of Infinite Excess. Once
This is
per
my
battle.
favorite one in this
Okay.
this sub faction.
Or here, do you want to read it out? While I make
So
sure my
once per
mouse isn't
battle,
out?
at the start of the combat phase, you can say the bearer will plant the icon of infinite excess. If you do so, add 1 to the attack characteristic of weapons used by friendly Hedonite Slaaneshes that's on the battlefield until the end of the phase.
Okay, add 1 to the attacks characteristic. Whoa! Who?
On the battlefield.
Doggy.
So just an army-wide +1 attack. That's pretty crazy.
That is absolutely insane.
Yeah.
That's like one of the best artifacts, like once per use artifacts I've ever seen.
Could you imagine if Iron Jaws had something like that?
Mother of God. I mean, on
You know what I'm
Slaanesh,
saying?
on Slaanesh with like exploding 6s of mortal wounds or whatever. Whew.
Yeah. No more exploding 6s.
You know what I mean? Like the 6s
yeah.
are mortal wounds. Whew.
No, it's at first I was like, no more exploding 6s. This book's ugh. But
Yeah.
no, man, like you don't need it. It's good. It's fun. It's a good time.
Oh
So
my goodness.
and the last artifact is Beguiling Gem, and
Okay.
you roll 3 dice. If it's a pick 1 enemy unit within 3 inches.
Yeah.
On a roll 3d6. If it's greater than the
Pick
hero's
1 enemy hero.
hero, yes,
Yeah,
thank you.
yeah.
If it's greater than their bravery,
Yeah.
subtract 1 from the attack characteristic of that hero's melee weapon until the end of the phase.
But it's not once per battle, and it's 3d6. So on average, you beat literally any bravery in the game, on average.
But that's where the next page comes to play with the spells.
Blah blah blah. Okay, wait. Before we go into that, so I agree with you. Icon of Infinite Excess is the easy choice of the first
Amazing.
one, and then like if you get another artifact, the Beguiling Gem is awesome. Like
If you have 3 artifacts, I suggest you choose anything but the Rod of Mystery.
yeah, totally.
I mean, the name
Totally.
is perfect.
Yeah, exactly. Like if you are not good at ruling over your Slaanesh host, pick that. Pick this rod.
Yeah. If you want to just say, I'm going to beat you,
It's shaped
and I
like a
don't care what I
giant
choose.
purple staff.
Oh.
Yeah. That's what I was gonna say. Okay. So we'll move on to the spells now. Yeah, I totally agree. Like,
Look at that Lash of Slaanesh.
okay, so here you explain Lash of Slaanesh.
So Lash of Slaanesh is a spell that has a casting cost of 6 with a 12-inch range. If successful, pick 1 enemy unit within range, visible to the caster, roll a dice Roll a number of dice equal to the number of models in that unit. For every 5, subtract 1 from the attack characteristic to a minimum of 1.
Jeez Louise.
For a second, I thought this was going to end as like a regular anti-chaff.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
Spell. And I was like, oh god, like that's
Holy
bad.
moly.
So you can easily get some. Think about like Daughters of Cain, the amount of attacks some of them get.
Or squigs?
Squigs, yeah.
So
Yeah,
now this
but-
is casting, range of 12, which
It is.
pretty. I don't know what kind of wizards are.
It is
I haven't
creepy.
looked much at the War Scrolls,
But then
so
there's portal.
I got a
Yeah.
portal because of this.
Yeah, like that's you're casting into 30 inches with the portal essentially.
Yeah.
yeah, that's true.
No, the portal. If I went invaders, I think because of these spells, especially as we go over them, you'll understand that I will bring a spell portal because Pavena Slaanesh. You thought losing one attack was great. Imagine this on like a Marathi. Pavena Slaanesh
Yeah.
is a spell that costs 6, range of 12. Successfully cast, pick one enemy unit within range, invisible to the caster. Roll a number of dice equal to the movement characteristic. For every 5 plus, subtract 1 from that movement. The movement characteristic for the rest of the battle.
The what?
It's never moving again. Could you put that on
That
Big
is
Marathi, the Shadow Queen,
insane.
and if you get it off just right, it's just a 3-inch moving Shadow
What?
Queen.
I'm realizing Lash of Slaanesh is also for the rest of the battle, right? You're just permanently debuffing a unit. Oh my god.
That's oh my god, like
See, this is why they take off. Like and you'll see there's kind of a seesaw on each of the sub factions, and for the spells in this one, they're the spells.
I gotta say, okay, to be totally honest, I don't like it. Just because, like, can you imagine, like you get this off on Kragnos, and he's just got like one attack each. You're just like,
Yeah.
okay, like for the rest of the battle, you say, like, that's
Well,
not fun. Like, that's really
I would
not fun.
use. You said Kragnos. I wouldn't use the movement, just make him not be able to move. But the slash of Slaanesh is definitely
Both
good
of
for
them.
the smaller units
Or like you do both, like
because it's one die. You're going to be rolling a 5+ on.
little taco girl, man, like you know, like jeez. For the rest of the battle.
Yeah, rest of the battle.
I mean, it is better. Obviously, it's better against non-heroes, right? But
correct.
But sheesh, that's
And
against.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's wild.
So for the last spell, it's a hysterical frenzy.
Or like Kurnoth hunters with scythes.
I know. It could be
Or
it could be
sword?
debilitating.
Like you could. Oh my god, you'd just be so annoyed.
Yeah.
I
So
like it with
historical
Timmy too,
frenzy
so this is the
is-
anti-Timmy. Sorry, historical
No, it's
frenzy.
fine. Historical Frenzy is a casting value of 7,
Oh.
18-inch range. If successfully cast, pick one enemy unit within the range, visible to the caster. Roll a number of dice equal to its bravery. For each 6, that unit suffers D3 mortal wounds.
Mm. Wow.
So it's good against anything with regards to OBR, I guess. Death. Very good against death.
Roll a number.
But even then, it's on average only like 1 to 1.5.
Not with
Each
my saga dice that I got.
Yes.
That's
Thank you,
true.
Jay.
Where can you get those dice, by the way?
You just email at sagaofdice@gmail.com. They're $30 Canadian, which is like basically free in every other currency. And you get $5 off if you're a patron. And I make the shipping whatever it costs me. I don't make any money on shipping.
What was that email again?
sagaofdice@gmail.com. Anyway, moving
Wow.
on. Thanks,
So
guys.
with the invaders list, if you're going to go this route, it would be a 1-drop list because I would want to get these spells off turn 1 before they went at me.
Oh man.
But that's it.
Sorry, horrible.
That's all I have.
I almost spat out my bubbly.
So then the Pretenders is next. Battle traits.
Okay.
This thing is stupid. Like in a good way. Stupid. Like slang, like bad, Michael Jackson, good. But hey, whatever. Maybe if you don't use Michael. Can we say Michael Jackson on YouTube? Anyways,
Oh, I just got a notification we were demonetized.
Well,
so
thanks for tuning in, everybody. We'll see you next
Heir
week.
to the throne.
yeah.
With
Boogeyman.
Pretenders, your general,
Yeah.
You select the general, and you receive 3 command points instead of 1 if they are in the battlefield at the start of hero phase. At the hero phase, not your hero phase, the hero phase.
Sheesh. Okay.
So every turn you're getting 3 if your general's alive. Uh,
That's
so
good.
you also have something called Warlord Supreme. If this model is if the model that is your general gives an order, they can use the same thing 3 times, but spend 1. So the look on people's eyes when you unleash hell 3 times is classic.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's always fun. I've done that with. I mean, I've only done it twice with Thanquil, but like that is really fun.
yeah,
Um, okay. Yeah, that's really cool.
this list is my favorite, hands down. If I'm being competitive,
I
this is the
mean,
list I play.
so one second. Received by friendly friend. No command points are spent in the second and third. That's super strong because so you're always getting commands. Um,
Yeah,
yeah.
I don't even count my command points anymore. I cannot. I don't run out of command points anymore because of this. It's
Wow.
still well, my general dies, sure, but you try to do mortal wounds to a contorted epitome and a 2+ ward.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Okay. Wow. Okay. Very cool. Um, That's awesome. And then command traits.
Yeah.
Uh, why don't you take us through those?
So the command traits here is average, average, and amazing. So uh, the strongest alone is add 1 to hit and wound rolls for the general while they're within 6 inches of all other friendly units. That's good. Who doesn't want +1 to hit and wound, right?
All other friendly units, so you have to have like all your units.
Outside of.
Outside, outside. Sorry, yeah.
Oh,
More
yeah,
than.
that makes sense with the title, "The Strongest Alone." Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you needed
I'm
more,
sorry. I was reading some of the comments, which are hilarious in the chat. Horrible,
yes.
Rob and Keith are all being hilarious. So,
So
uh,
this one isn't. This one's all right, but it's overshadowed by the strength of godhood. Monarch of Lies. Roll dice each time an enemy receives a command while they're within 6 inches of the general. On a 5+, that command is not received. It still counts as having been used, and the command point that was spent is lost.
that's really fun. So
Yeah, it's fun.
you could use it to like you could go into someone else's Unleash Hell, and then it's like you might spend a command point and not get anything from
Yes,
it, right? I like it.
correct.
Okay.
So strength of godhood was the
Graveyard.
one that was changed immediately. It hit. They had the casualty response button for FAQs because this is actually the original.
Okay.
This it was copied and pasted from the book. If this general issues a command to a different friendly Hedon Knight Slaanesh unit until the end of the turn, improve the rend characteristic of this general's melee weapon by 1 and add 1 to the damage characteristic of this general's melee weapon. So originally, the way this was used is you do this over and over again, and you charge in with the epitome who has a lot of attacks, and you're at -6 rend, -7 rend with 8 damage or something like that. But they've since FAQ'd this, and it can only be used once per turn.
I see. So you could issue all out attack to 3 units, but you only get +1 attack, +1 damage.
Yeah, and you can't stack that the very next phase. It doesn't work that way. It's now just once, and it's still really good
Yeah.
because the epitome
Oh,
is
wait. So can you do it like can you do one in the movement phase and then one
no,
in the Oh, okay.
it's
Okay.
you cannot.
Got it.
It's the FAQ. Because someone said the same thing. Like someone I played over the weekend. They were like, nope, you can do this each phase and stack by the time you get to the hero phase. But I read it. It says once per turn on the FAQ.
I see.
Chat, if I'm wrong, correct me because I would love to do this more than once.
No kidding.
Like, it's amazing.
Especially with their subfaction abilities where you can just do all out attack to 3 different other units and then you just got 3 more attacks, 3 more damage. I mean that would be broken though. Let's be honest.
So here's the
That would be
contorted
broken.
epitome.
Okay.
It has its first attack is 9 attacks, 3s, 4s, -1, 1 damage. Just that. There's 9 attacks. If my first game where we were doing play tests before the FAQ came out, it was I think I went 3s, 4s, hits on 3s, wounds on 4s. I was at -7 rend, 8 damage.
Yeah, that's
And then I gave because the contorted epitome has overwhelming acquiesce. It's on a casting count value 3. You select D3 units to get +1 to wound when you attack those enemy units.
okay.
So I went in and just got 36 depravity in a swoop.
Yeah, that seems a little strong.
That was
So
turn one.
probably a good FAQ ruling.
It was turn one.
Yeah, yeah,
I
that's
had 36 Depravity turn one because I used the surfboard. I used the Lashon,
yeah,
and so the base for the epitome is really tiny, and I just moved across the entire board and then moved 12 inches.
yeah,
So it was a good change. I
yeah.
but this even still, that's still the one you take, Strength of Godhood, over these three.
Yes. Yeah, I think you're right.
Because I've used Strength of Godhood with Flaming Weapon, and so you're still getting
Right,
you still a lot of damage.
right. That makes sense. Okay, so then artifacts. Why don't you take us through the artifacts?
Artifacts are pretty decent. You have the Crown of Dark Secrets at the start of hero phase. Pick one enemy unit for the rest of the battle. So at the start of the game, you choose one enemy unit for the rest of the battle while they're within 6 inches of the bearer. That attack characteristic for that is one. All of their attacks are one.
Wow, that's wild.
And so it's melee. So doing that on Archeon or a Boomthirster.
Yeah.
So it was pretty funny. He's like, my Boomthirster rolls are one. He still rolled a 6, by the way.
Jeez.
Um, then
And
you have
it's
this.
just enemy unit, so you could do it to like a turtle,
hmm
and then they got one attack where they used to have
I played Beast of Chaos, and I used it on. What did I use it on? I used it on the
Vestigord.
bulls, the Bulgors.
Oh, Bulgars. Yeah, yeah. Okay.
He had one giant stack of Bulgors, and I used it on them. So they're brutal, but they were down to one attack each.
Which is poopy.
Yeah,
So then, when you do, so is this your first pick?
yeah, that's my first pick.
Okay.
Yeah, easy.
Okay. Okay.
Then you have Scepter of Domination,
Yeah.
which if you roll a dice for each enemy unit within 3 inches on a 5+, the strike last applies to that unit until the end of the phase. So it's not bad,
That's good.
but but it's still 5+. And if you've ever seen me roll,
I know, but like, it's just like, for a second choice of artifacts, like this is good.
oh
Like,
yeah, I agree.
it's just like, hey, I might just get to do that. Like, you might just, like, you put it on a keeper. You know what I
Uh,
mean? And it's just like,
so I like all the artifacts
I
because
think I agree with you though. First, like for me so far, crown, then scepter. But I haven't heard
look
what.
at the next one though.
Okay, okay. Let's hear it.
Uh, Pick one of the bearer's melee weapons. If an enemy is slain by that attack, all the effects that would be triggered when the model is slain are ignored.
Ooh.
So you can't fight on death. No more
Yeah.
fighting on death.
So no death frenzy, no stormcast exploding upward,
Yep.
no.
No murder dice. No.
It,
This. You know what? Until this conversation, I only took it to fight on death, and you just changed my whole life with what you
Yeah.
said with the Stormcast, and also because that also there's just so many things on death that do things like Fire Slayers are screwed with this.
I think like every.
Like,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh no, no,
the
no, no, no.
Grimwrath,
Fire
that's
Slayer is
Grimwrath,
the molten blood thing is on wound.
no, not that. Not that guy.
Oh, the Hearthguard.
The one individual guy.
Oh, okay. But like,
It's
oh, he makes
not-
them fight on death or something.
yeah, I think he's a hero, but he's not a
Keith
leader.
Keith asks if that stops you from getting a blood tithe. I have no idea. No, no. I mean, I hope not. It needs an FAQ, frankly. Like,
Ooh,
but that would be.
Oh my
I would
goodness.
hate that. I would hate that if it turned off an allegiance ability. Like, actually, I guess that's an allegiance ability of some factions. Now that I think about it, that's turning off a bunch of allegiance abilities. You know what? Actually, that might be the case.
kind of the point, yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
I still don't think it's particularly strong though, because like think of how many units in the game,
Grimwrath Berserkers.
no-
That's what it is.
yeah, have no on death effects whatsoever,
But
right?
I hear what
Oh, I
you're
agree.
saying. But like every army has something, right?
So,
Like,
it's also good to take throwaway artifacts to this army because of the terrain piece. Because you can give a terrain piece to it, and it's destroyed for the rest of the game, and the unit that gave up the artifact gets +1 to wound for the rest of the game.
Oh shit. Okay. Excuse me. I that really wow. Yeah, Robin says blue ball corn. Yeah, I mean blue ball everyone. To be honest, like this is the book of blue balls, man. I actually kind of get so when the book came out, a lot of people were kind of hailing this book as like broken and stuff like that. And Eric, who was going to be on tonight, unfortunately could not due to unforeseen circumstances. Said he was kind of saying like it's not that he didn't think it was that strong, but it could be a potential for a lot of MPE, and I kind of get that now. Like the
Yeah,
spells, the artifacts, like yeah, potentially even the command traits. Like that's interesting. Um, wow.
but
But okay,
remember,
okay,
if
wait,
I'm
but
not
like
pretenders, I can't select. If I'm pretenders, I can't select artifacts from anywhere else. Same with spells. I'm stuck
except for
with
the
these select.
general ones, but like who cares, right? Like what do
Yeah,
you yeah, like there are no really great uh, um artifacts
yeah.
anyway.
You
Except maybe
you just
Tusk
have to
Town.
bring contorted epitomes because
Yeah,
for
yeah.
190 points you got a two spell wizard with a 2+ ward against mortal wounds and potentially a 5+ ward against regular damage, and it moves 12 inches. And if it's within 3 inches, you cannot do command ability. You can't use command points, and like reroll all casts,
Yeah,
and it's
yeah.
not unique.
I mean, I do like I like all of these. Like so like
Oh
what
yeah, me too.
but I really like what you said though, James, is like okay, you take all three of them, right?
Hmm.
And whether you take Scepter second or Breathtaker second is like up to like your mileage may vary kind of deal, right? But then it's like okay, well, your army doesn't have any on death effects, so then I use my terrain piece and I just get something out of it anyway. Like, sheesh,
Correct.
that's awesome.
So now we have the spells.
Okay, okay. I'm still like reeling from that, to be honest. By the way, Ludivicus says Eric lied. He didn't lie. That was in his opinion. Like this is like before the book even came out. Um, and all this is opinions too. Like you know what I mean? Like I had some little spicy opinions on the Seraphon thing, and I might be proven to be wrong as well. Like you know what I mean? Like we can all it's all just opinions. Like it might turn out to be super true in the end too, because like when a book first comes out, it's the first couple of tournaments don't mean as much, right? Because everyone's getting used to it, and the meta hasn't settled. But okay, so Pretenders spells.
Okay.
Okay, let's hear it.
You your choices are one called Soul Slice Shards.
Okay.
It's 12-inch range, casting value 5. Pick one enemy unit within range, invisible to the caster. Roll 2d6. If the roll is greater than the bravery, the unit cannot issue or receive commands until your next hero phase.
Very good. Very good. I
The
like it.
next spell is my favorite, like
Okay.
in the pretenders list,
Yeah.
is Phantasmagoria. It does have a 12-inch range and makes me should I sometimes wonder if I should bring a portal. But on a
Yeah.
casting value 5, select one enemy unit within range, invisible to caster. Until your next hero phase, each time that unit is picked to fight, you can pick one friendly Healing Knight Slash unit within 3 inches of that unit. That friendly unit can retreat. So if they go to attack you in the combat phase, you can just say, I'm retreating. And so what the combo that people have been using with this that I've seen is the new model, the Hubris. At the start of the hero phase, you can give an enemy unit to fight first, and they must fight Hubris. But if this spell's on the enemy unit, then Hubris retreats, and now they can't fight anything else
Wow.
because they must fight Hubris.
Interesting.
And he just retreated.
Wait. What's the rule for hubris?
At the start of the hero phase, you select one enemy unit
Yeah.
that it's in combat with.
Oh, okay.
And you basically, it's like a challenge. It's like,
I
I'm
see.
Hubris, and I'm going to challenge you to a fight, and I'll give you fight first.
Wow.
So the enemy now has fight first against Hubris, and they have to fight Hubris. But if they have this spell, if they're affected by this spell, Hubris will just run away. But
I
they
see.
must fight Hubris. Now there's no valid targets for them because their Hubris is no longer in combat.
Huh.
That is super good, but it is definitely
Wait,
Oh,
wait.
it's
it.
like held back by the 12-inch range for sure,
Yep.
but still
But
super good.
but then wait until your next phase. Each time you use pick to fight. You pick one friendly unit within 6 inches of that unit. That unit can retreat. But you can't actually. That combo won't work, and here's why. Okay, I don't think it works. It might still work, but here's why I don't think it works. Okay, so it's they fight first, which means fight first is they fight at the start of the combat phase.
Yes.
So you can't pick that unit to retreat until you're in the combat phase, unless they also have.
There's one combat phase. We just title things as start.
No, but that's so like.
No, like so the start of the combat phase.
Yes.
Right. Fight first is not in the start of the combat phase. It's in the combat phase. The combat phase has 3 layers. The beginning of the
Yeah.
fight first,
Yeah.
fight regular, and fight last.
Yeah.
And so it's still within that bubble.
No, I know, but like my point is that like they would get to fight
Mhm.
at first, and then your guy can retreat.
Next hero phase, each time
Because
this unit is
he
picked to
has
fight,
to, you have to
you can
select
pick
him,
one.
and that won't happen until the middle of the combat phase, where they're fighting at the start of the combat.
Doesn't that kind of make this worthless? The whole point of this is so you don't get
Is
hit in the face.
it's the wombo combo.
So I think I know what's going on, Rob. I think you're assuming that it's when
It says so.
it's when your Hedonite unit gets picked to fight, they can retreat. But what it is when the unit that he picks, the enemy unit, starts to fight, whatever it targets, that Hedonite unit can retreat, right?
Yeah.
That's what it is.
When the enemy that has affected by the spell selects me to fight, my unit can run away instead.
Oh, okay. I didn't.
And so, if you use this on Hubris, and you say, you must fight me, I'm Hubris, and I'm running away, it says you must fight Hubris.
Okay.
And he's no longer in combat now.
I see. I see. Each time that you just picked a fight.
Yeah, it's
okay. Oh yeah, that totally works.
You don't even have to pick the target of the attack. You could pick any
Right.
Slaanesh unit within 3 inches of the attacker.
Right. Yeah. And actually, this would work even in the hero phase because it just says when they're picked to fight.
Correct.
Yeah. So like if someone does that goofy like I'm fighting in the hero phase command ability for Galatian champions and their entourage, you can just be like, I'm out. I'm gone.
Yes.
That's pretty cool. Huh. I like it. Sorry, I did misunderstand that. I'm glad.
Oh,
I'm
no,
glad,
no, I think
I'm glad Carson like sorted
like,
through.
what?
Yeah,
Did I just cheat?
Nice. Yeah, I mean like because of like how it's kind of complicated the whole start, middle, and end.
Oh, dude, this book
I missed one of the
It's about looking at your combos. You find your combos. We'll go into
that's really fun though. That's a really fun combo you thought of. I really like it.
I didn't think of it.
Okay, fair enough.
I can't say
Whoever
it was on the Slaanesh page. Someone said it, and I was
whoever
just like,
thought of it, good job. Good job to you.
So the last
you get
one
a
is
gold
Born of
star.
Damnation, and it's just roll 6 dice, each 4+. You receive 1 depravity for each 4+.
Whoa.
That's not that good. I mean,
that's not
4+.
You're getting on average
nice
3.
No.
Not that many though.
On average, for another person's 3. On average, I'm getting like 1 or 2.
Yeah.
With the sagaofdice dice though.
Yeah. You gotta work those in.
But I was using Slaanesh dice.
There's your first mistake.
There's your problem.
Yeah. Yeah. Use those Kraken dice, man. They're crazy. So, but like the average person, like you can put this guy outside of unbind range though, and then they're just farming stuff in the back for you, like average of 3 per turn. Like that might, like if you kill like a unit of 20 clan rats, right? And that's where your depravity is coming from, and then otherwise they're just going no to your depravity, right? And just taking the mortal wounds. 2 rounds of this, and you're up to 24. You're up to the exploding 6s.
I'll give one of those rats a save with my temptation dice, though. I'm joking.
Yeah.
You'll have too many negatives to be able to do a save.
Yeah, exactly. But like, and I mean, you're not going to do that because then you might miss out on some depravity points. But like, you know what I'm saying though, right? Like, I think this is a good spell. Like, especially if you're like, you probably have at least 3 casters anyway, right?
I run 3 casters
so
in every
you
list.
put this on whatever joker you want kind of in the back holding an objective, and then they're just farming. And
I also don't have any jokers running in the back. They rerun free, root for spirited.
This is do you guys know Melina from Mortal Kombat?
Yes.
This is Melina the army, right? Like,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
This is I do even my wizard fights in this because well my heroes are wizards. Actually, one wizard isn't. It's the one with the harp. But
Oh, right on.
talking about annoying to people.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay. I mean,
uh,
I like all of these though, to be honest. The one that I actually don't like that much is Soul Slice Shard, just because it's 2d6 beat their bravery.
yeah.
But it's kind of like one of those like nice to have. Like it's like, well, I've got at least 2 casters. You don't want to double up on spells for the most part, so I don't know. I
It's
like it.
uh, so
Okay.
this
Yeah.
is what I'm toying with right now is Godseeker. So it could if my theories and ideas
Okay, so
come
we're on
out
to
to
we're on to
fruition.
Godseekers now, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so
So
can you
Godseekers in a nutshell, if you're within 12 inches of a Godseeker hero, you can reroll all charge rolls. Wholly within 12 inches, reroll charges.
but then you just
Uh,
have everyone like into mini squads. They're all, you know.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
I'm running a lot of chariots in this, specifically exalted chariots. Uh,
I've heard good things.
uh,
Okay, and then the second
except for the
part.
building them good things. It must.
Actually,
Uh,
Eric was just talking about that. That's so crazy. Oh man, he hated it so much.
I did too,
Yeah.
and I gave someone models to do the rest
Yeah.
because I couldn't do it anymore. Like I just didn't have the fortitude in me. I was just like I think I'll quit the game if I did all the ones I was
Oh
trying to do.
man. Yeah. Yeah. You gave them like temptation of like, here, you want a model, and then you're like,
He took the temptation. I got all
yeah.
the depravity.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
No kidding. Okay.
so the
Maniacal
other
hunters.
is maniacal hunters.
Yeah.
At the start of each battle round, before the player receives their starting command point, you can move D3 friendly units more than 3 inches that are more than 3 inches from all enemy units.
Oh,
D6.
neat. Wow. Before the
This is
players.
a,
Okay, at the start of each battle round. What?
but you can't do
You
the
can't be in
corn
combat.
thing and go into combat.
No, totally. But that's still amazing.
Oh yeah, it's really good. It's
Like
good. It's a lot of
D6?
kind of cruel boy style of you gotta roll a lot of dice and hopefully you get well.
Yeah, but like,
But
yeah,
it's
but
still three
at
inches
least
makes a difference in getting an objective turn one.
but in Cruel Boys, you have to roll a 4 up to see if you roll D6 inches. Like,
Yeah.
whereas here, at least you're just getting it. That's kind of cool. Okay, I like
I
it.
thought it was cool.
I'm down. So far, I like all the sub factions. Okay,
So
and then
I'm indifferent. I got decent play tests, but I thought the command traits are good.
Fair
Into
enough.
the fray is if it charges, it strikes first, and you're in it. So if you have this command trait, you strike first if you charge. For Speed Chaser, after this general makes a charge move, you can pick one enemy unit within 1 inch and roll dice equal to the charge roll. And for each 4+, the enemy unit suffers a mortal wound. I like the helm, the Tusk helm, whatever it's called. And then Hunter Supreme. It's monsters only can do this. This one's good too. Enemy units within 3 inches of the general cannot make pile-in moves if the general made a charge. In addition, add 1 to the attack characteristic of the general's melee weapons if they made a charge in the same turn.
huh, add 1. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
which one do you like the most?
it's between if it's a monster, then it probably the Hunter Supreme. But if I'm not a monster, then Into the Fray. I want to charge and strike first.
Yeah, I could
And then
see putting it on the epitome or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh. Okay. Okay. That's interesting. Yeah. So far, I think these are my least favorite.
I think what I would I don't know. I see ideas here.
I mean, like,
With
I haven't seen the artifacts or the spells yet. But speaking
Yeah.
of artifacts, cameo of the Dark Prince.
Such a cool name, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Once per battle, at the start of your hero phase, you can say the bearer will gaze upon the cameo.
Okay.
If you do so until the end of the turn, the bearer can issue commands to friendly Heal Knight units without any commands being spent.
That's really good for an artifact, because like this isn't your only artifact. Like, you could make it so that you have more. So this is just like
Yeah.
a thing, like just once per turn. Like, because the coolest
It's
thing
once
is,
per battle.
oh, never mind. Never mind. Thought it was yeah. I just thought it was once per
How do you say
turn.
that word? Threnody? Threnody?
Um,
How do they say it in Canada?
oh, Threnody?
Trinody.
Yeah,
Once per battle.
I like Carson's answer better.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Once per battle, at the start of the combat phase, you can say that the bearer will play the melody If you do
Okay.
so, until the end of the phase, subtract 1 from attack characteristic of melee weapons used by enemy units within 6 inches to a minimum of 1. And, I mean, come on, the artifact is the Girdle of Realm Racer. That's the one you have to bring, right? Because it makes you have fly and you have a 6-inch pile-in. You're eligible to fight at 6 inches and pile in.
I like it. Okay, so
Who
just
doesn't like to pile in 6 inches?
just to answer your question,
Threnody.
I have questions.
Threnody. Threnody.
Threnody.
And
For
so the
those playing
spells.
at home.
Not Threnody.
You know, I stick with my original answer that I like yours better. Yeah.
Uh, yeah, I think I messed up on this last one for spells. Those aren't the name of the spells. I forgot to change the names, but I'll get the names for you.
Okay.
One moment.
Sorry. So wait, should I switch it to spells?
Yeah, we already covered
Okay.
with the Hunter Supreme is the 6-inch pile-in one, so it's between that or not Hunter Supreme. Sorry, Girdle of Realm Racer 6-inch pile-in or Cameo of Dark. I mean, they're all good.
I
They're
like
all
that
equally
it's
as
a
good.
girdle. Like, why is it a girdle? Like, why isn't it bodice or something like a little bit more, girdle? It's like it makes me think of my grandma.
So the spells
Yeah.
are Into the Fray.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. That one, Into the Fray is called Paths of the Dark Prince. Oh, so it's actually on there. Paths of the Dark Prince is a spell that has a casting value of 5. Roll 3d6 instead of 2d6 to make a charge move for the caster.
Okay.
So,
But if something that like you can combo with this is you you could put the Tusk
Artifact.
Helm, yeah, on your is it your what's the name of that model that ignores mortal wounds? On 2-up?
Epitome.
Epitome. So you put on the Epitome, which is moving super fast. Tusk Helm for mortal wounds on the charge. Oh, and by the way, she on her war scroll turns off command abilities.
Yeah.
So you can put it into like Unleash Hell units, right? Does a
Right.
bunch of mortal wounds, and oh, by the way, you still don't get to actually Unleash Hell. Like that. Like that's fun.
Yep.
That's fun. Okay. Cool.
So the next one is Progeny of Damnation is a spell that has a casting value of 5, range 12.
Oh, so
If success,
the
Go ahead.
names are wrong on here, right?
yeah, but it's actually on the first sentence if you look. So,
Oh, got it. Cool. Sorry.
pick one friendly Healing Slash unit wholly within range, visible to the caster, until your next hero phase. If the unit finishes a normal move, run or retreat within 9 inches of enemy unit, those units cannot receive redeploy.
Neat.
I think that's a fantastic spell.
That's insanely good. That's actually really, really strong. Like I was playing against Eric's Unmade, and I won't spoil anything in the next battle report for Seraphon versus Slaves of Darkness, and he just moved them up, right? And I couldn't redeploy, and it was just like, oh god, like I'm gonna lose valuable units now. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially with things of Sotek that being like kind of the whole thing is the
Yeah.
triple redeploy is
Yeah.
suddenly
yeah,
oh,
I think it's good.
man.
So
That's
the last
so
spell
good.
is a really good spell. I mean, the spells are just like MVP in this book is the spell.
Yo,
This was called
kidding.
Slothful Stupor. Is a spell that has a casting value of 7, range of 12. If successfully cast, pick one enemy unit within range. And until the next hero phase, the move characteristic of that unit is 3. All the run rolls and charge rolls are also 3. So you
What?
can't.
That's
You boot.
crazy.
Yeah, it's stupid good. Like you got to bring the mirror, right?
Yeah, you just like you're bringing the mirror in every Slaanesh list, period. Right?
Yeah, it's 80 points.
That I mean, take my money. That's what
I know.
I'd say. Yeah, you're potentially like rolling this from outside of unbind range at that point.
I know exactly.
Wow. And
So
then you could put Master of Magic on something, and then Bob's your uncle. Like,
I'm still working on stuff for Slaanesh. I'm pretty much getting close. I don't have my third unit of list barbs, but overall, I think Pretenders is the best. But Godseekers is coming in. Like I got to do some test games with Godseekers, and the more I get into the game, I'm starting to see the value even. I'm starting to see value in all 3 sub-factions.
yeah, I still think Godseekers is my least favorite in terms of like how I would want to play them, but I can't really comment. Like I really don't like commenting on the value of units until you play with them yourself, like
Yeah,
using them on your side, because the grass is always greener. Like, you know what I mean? Like like I remember like playing warp lightning cannons, and like people were like, those things are broken at like 180 points, and now they're 150 points. But it's like, if you receive 12 mortal wounds and they don't kill themselves, then you're just like, this
yeah,
is totally broken, man. But then you're not there for all the times where they kill themselves and don't do anything, and then you just lose, like 10% of your entire army in one roll. So like, yeah, like I can, you know what I mean? So like, it's hard to say, but like, for how I like to play it, I'm immediately more enticed by Pretenders, and what was the other one? Invaders?
yeah.
Invaders,
Yeah. What do
The
you?
big loss,
Yeah.
in Invaders, you could Alpha Strike, Sigbolt. No more Alpha Striking. You can't like put them on the side and walk in and do that crazy charge with no mortal wound strikes. But
Yeah.
yeah.
I like it.
So next we have grand strategies and battle
Here,
tactics.
before we move on, Carson, what are you thinking? Like, what was your favorite?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Carson's here.
I am here. The
Sorry.
I agree with you, Robin, that Godseekers is probably my least favorite, just because it feels like it's the least focused on like a
Yeah,
specific thing. Like, I can very much so see Invaders as looking for. Obviously, you have your everyone's a general thing, but the spells are just like
The
nuts.
spells are
Now, the only
nuts.
problem is that you have to bring a spell portal at that point.
Yes.
Like,
yeah,
Yeah. Well, and
and if you don't get that off, it's just like, well, see you next game. Like, it's not gonna be
yeah,
nearly as good,
and
I
if
think.
you're going against techless, you're just like, oh well, that just doesn't happen.
Yeah,
You know what I
exactly.
mean? Or if you're like, the other thing too that I was thinking is like, I like stuff that's well rounded, where it's like I've got cool stuff in command traits, artifacts, and spells, ideally, right? Um,
Yeah.
no,
So
that's
I kind of agree in that I would probably play Pretenders as well if I were going to be like starting to make my own lists and play Slaanesh,
yeah,
which I won't be. I've not been tempted yet, but we'll see when we get into War Scroll.
yeah. Well,
Um,
yeah, I feel the same. Yeah,
but yeah,
but
fully on board with that.
like the thing to take away from this at the end of the day is just that like they're all good, and friendship is magic, right?
Yeah, friendship is magic,
especially with
and
the grand strategies and battle tactics, which we're going to talk about next.
Okay.
So I put grand strategies,
Yeah.
but in the book it actually says grand strategies, and then below it says grand vanities, vanities,
Oh, neat.
grand vanities. So the grand vanities,
What?
you have four, and you have coveted riches. When the battle ends, you complete this grand strategy. If there are no enemy units that have artifacts of power on the battlefield, and there are one or more friendly units that have artifacts of power on the battlefield.
Okay.
You got to value your trinkets because they're Slaanesh. So then you have Arch Tempter. When the battle ends, you complete this grand strategy if you offer temptation dice to your opponent for the same enemy unit 6 or more times during the battle. Then you have Selfish Desire.
Wait. You have to offer it to them?
Yeah, the same enemy unit 6 more times.
Oh, the same. I don't like that one. Yeah.
That's the one I use.
What's that?
That's the one I use.
What?
how often can you offer to the same unit again? Because is it once per turn?
Once per phase.
But then like
Once per phase.
you
Okay.
can't kill them.
Oh yeah, but I mean, I'm giving him one attack characteristic and doing all kinds of debuffs.
Yeah. Interesting.
I'm gonna do some coveted riches I might try, but
Huh.
There's a couple good unit candidates for that, I think. Like, if you pick, like, I think of Stonehorns for like literally everything when I'm applying examples to things. But if you picked a Stonehorn, that'd be a good thing because you're just like
You're not
constantly
killing
trying
them
to hit it.
anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Or
Yeah.
if you're going against like Soulblight as well, they're just like constantly healing themselves back up.
correct.
You know, I could see picking a
I
unit
But
like
like
that.
a Stonehorn's gonna kill anything it gets, so you're like sacrificing a unit to get like one.
So the issue with what I chose for the tournament
Yeah.
Glutton of Depravity,
Okay.
and I can get 36 Depravity, but I may have to summon something. And so if I
Uh,
summon something, I'm sacrificing For
Yeah.
Selfish Desire and Glutton of Depravity, I'm sacrificing Depravity. I'm sacrificing Grand Strategy or Grand Vanity if I summon something. So if I
Uh,
want to choose something from the book, it has to be the first two. I think the
well,
first two has to play.
also like you're not gonna get it. You're probably not gonna get it against like Stormcast MSU. Like there's some armies where you're just never gonna get. They can just deny you by not taking any of your temptation dice.
Right.
Like I don't. I mean like so I said this about the Seraphon book. I don't like when I put like all the kind of onus on the other player's decisions. Like I like to be able uh, to control it. But it.
That's what I wanted for Glutton of Depravity
Mm.
because it put it in my control. I just didn't summon anything. But then when I did,
Because like, how do you get depravity other than euphoric killers?
Temptation Dice.
Yeah, I know, but like, if they just
That's
don't
it.
take it,
Or some random things here and there,
I
but
mean, there's a
that's about it.
spell, like we said, so you can slowly over the course of the game, maybe. Okay,
Don't you
okay.
guys remember? You can get one depravity by rolling 6 unmodified hit rolls of 6s and wound rolls of 6s.
Yeah,
That's your main source.
that's how you
Get that
farm
one Depravity Dice for
it.
that.
Oh God, and they die. Tear goes down your face
But
slowly.
I still think the guarantee you get it is Glutton of Depravity.
Um,
Like I can get 36 in a game,
okay.
and if I don't, I'm dead. You know what I mean? I died already
Wait,
before.
glutton of depravity. What's that?
It's the best
That's the
grand
bottom one.
strategy. It's the one that can
Oh,
guarantee a grand strategy,
but that's what I
but
was
you're
saying.
giving
Like,
up
if you're going against like MSU Stormcast, I just don't think you're ever gonna get that.
36.
Yeah,
I'll get 36.
you proved me wrong. Okay, it has to be MSU Stormcast.
Yeah, but
Okay,
I'll get 36.
so like, okay, what if their biggest unit is two? Most amount of wounds is two fulminators. That's 12 depravity you're getting, right?
So I play points, right? The more points wins, and I've won more games without getting grand strategies than I've lost.
No, I hear you, and I
Oh,
actually don't disagree with that at all. Like most of the time, I don't get to grand strategy. Most of the
yeah.
time, it's
I'm the crazy
decided.
dude who brings 3 turtles to LVL. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no,
Like
I hear you. Wait, so what are the other options though? So
that's
the
it.
oh,
Oh, yeah, okay. One, you basically make sure they don't have an artifact, the enemy. Then you do. The other
I
one
actually kind of
is
like that.
that's why I said I gotta do some tests. I can't speak for it because
Mm,
there's a difference between what it says on paper.
no,
I can get
totally,
36 depravity.
and I agree, and that's what I was saying earlier about like
Yeah.
I have to play with the unit on my side. Like I have to control the unit to kind
Like,
of gauge it, right? But
like 5 models is still 10 depravity points.
because like what's the most amount of artifacts that they have? Like two? Like a lot of the time it's just one.
Uh-huh.
So like I feel like coveted riches for me the way I like to kill things, like that's my thing. So you know, a lot of the time I'd rather kill things than than win the game.
Oh,
Killing's fun.
I'm
Okay.
destroy their artifact to
Yeah, there's ways of
not their
destroying
artifact,
artifacts too,
destroy
right?
the terrain piece. That's my thing. So
Mm.
finally, you have battle tactics. They're pretty
Okay.
good. I thought they're definitely better than Skaven.
I mean that Skaven are the worst in the game. Like, there's nothing worse than Skaven. Like, arguably maybe Stormcast, but I don't agree with
I
that.
think what's it called could be pretty bad.
Which one?
Deepkin.
Deepkin are bad too.
Yeah,
I
because
didn't remember them being that bad, dude. And then I played the other day and I was like, I can't get any of these. Like
yeah.
I can't get any of them for the whole game.
I didn't bring sharks today. I brought 3 turtles.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah, exactly. Well, I brought two sharks, but I couldn't get it because like it just didn't meet the criteria at any point.
No.
Um,
So,
yeah.
I mean, complete this tactic if it would cause if wounds caused by attacks made 3 or more different and friendly units. What the heck? You complete this tactic if wounds caused by attacks made by 3 or more different friendly units were allocated to that unit during the turn. So 3 different units do damage to one guy. It'd be easy to get against a Gargant, maybe. I don't know. Uh,
I mean, yeah, like if you pick it like against a big unit of squigs and you just charge in 3 units, you'll probably get that. Unless the squigs just kill them, I suppose. But
correct.
yeah.
So next you have a Rapture Blur,
Okay.
Rapturing Blur.
Yeah.
Pick one enemy unit that has 0
Oh,
hero,
wait,
enemy hero.
But you can combo that with like lowering their attack characteristic.
Yes.
So like that would work. You know what I mean? Like you could make that more doable. Like I actually don't hate it as much as I originally thought. Sorry.
I mean, you're going to lower your own attack characteristics. Okay.
But
Yeah,
like, you
I
can
see what
cast
you're saying.
spells. You can like use artifacts or command
Yep.
traits to make things like really crappy in combat.
So a Rapturing Blur is pick one enemy hero that has 0 wounds allocated to it. You complete this if it's dead.
Okay, that's not bad because it doesn't say it has to be like a 12 wound hero or whatever. Like a lot of the other artifact or tactics rather.
But the combat phase is the key.
I mean, but you're most like Slaanesh is
And
really
before it
a
is pick the fight.
1 second. Pick one enemy unit. You complete this tactic if wounds caused by attacks may. Oh no, I'm looking at the wrong thing. Pick one enemy hero that has 0 wounds allocated to it. If this tactic is destroyed in the combat phase. Yeah, but
Before they fought.
Yeah, but it says pick one enemy hero. So you pick this in your at the start of your hero phase, right? So
Yeah.
so at the start of the hero phase, it can't have 0 wounds allocated to
Correct.
it. So then you can do a bunch of mortal wounds in the hero phase, and you can do attacks in the shooting phase. You can't kill it though in those phases. You have to kill it in the combat phase.
And it can't fight. You can't allow it to fight.
Before it is picked to fight. But I mean, like, yeah, I don't think.
No,
that's
I'm not
that
saying bad. I'm just
Yeah.
saying I'm just literally just reading a rule.
You can combo that in with like the 5-up. Maybe they don't even get to strike. It's not
Grand
the
Feast
best.
is very obtainable.
Okay. Yeah. Let's
Is you
hear it.
complete this tactic if you get 12 or more depravity points from euphoric killers.
Oh yeah. Turn 1. Turn 1. You're in.
No, not necessarily turn 1.
Well, it's a good one to burn turn 1 though.
No, that's an easy one to get.
Yeah, no.
You don't burn it because you're not gonna necessarily get
But-
depravity
but
from
you're-
euphoric killers.
You're gonna want to use your heroic killer or what's it called? Euphoric killers, like, because like you want to get your stuff as quickly as possible.
Correct, but I'm just saying, yes, if the stars align and you can move across the battlefield and attack them turn 1, you can do it.
Probably, it is Slaanesh, right? Like 3d6 charge, like
The one guys that could probably do it are the Seekers, the Blade Seekers,
yeah.
because they could run in charge and they have a 14-inch movement, I think.
Well, and you can also just shoot, right? Like you don't need to do it in melee, right?
No, your 4 killers is only in melee.
Oh, it's only in melee. Damn. Okay, fair enough. Okay.
Finally, you have excessive carnage, and so it's another your 4 killers one. Pick one enemy contesting an objective. You complete this tactic if you pick this unit using your 4 killers battle trait, and that unit is destroyed. So it's an enemy unit. It doesn't matter. They're holding an objective, and you charge in and you kill it and you get your 4 killers battle trait. That's very obtainable because it just has to die. It doesn't matter if it's a hero.
But then isn't the Grand Feast and Excessive Carnage like mutually exclusive? Almost. It isn't
Almost.
technically. Yeah,
Maybe
but
basically
almost,
you kind of
right?
do it twice.
But it's kind of like it's kind of hard to do both of those in a game.
No, it's very easy.
But you can only pick one unit with euphoric killers, right?
In the combat phase. Then there'll be another combat phase.
Yeah, but like you can only have one unit that's picked as your euphoric killers. You gain depravity for each wound you do on them, right?
Yes.
So like let's just say it's a unit of clan rats, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then if you pick, first of all, you have to do Grand Feast before you do Excessive Carnage.
Not necessarily.
Yeah, because they're destroyed. If they're destroyed with Excessive Carnage, you can't then do depravity on that unit.
Every start of the combat phase, that it is your turn, you can pick one enemy unit and use your 4 killers to get depravity.
What? I thought that was
not once a game.
I thought that was for the battle.
No. Every start of the hero phase. That's why I was like confused.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah. 36.
Start of your hero phase.
36 depravity. That's easy. What?
Yes.
That's insane. This army.
Yeah, I realized what you were saying. I was like, oh, you think you could do this once?
This
like
army
one
is crazy.
That's why I was like, it doesn't matter to
Holy
MSU. I'm going to get this.
moly. Oh man, if only I liked the models in this army.
That's what I like the most.
See, I'm
It
a
makes
Zeech
me
guy.
feel funny in places I didn't know existed.
I'm all
Uh,
up in the tits niche. So
you could the next one is Realm Racers. You complete this battle tactic. This one's a fun one. 3 different friendly Hedonite Celestial units make a charge move of 7 inches or more. Don't do that. Don't select Realm Racers.
okay.
Yeah,
But
this
it
one's
does-
kind of unfortunate because Slaves to Darkness has an exact same one without the minimum 7 inches caveat, which kind of
Ah.
sucks.
Wow.
Charging 3 units, you're just like, okay, I could do that. But 7 inches, I mean,
Oh
Yeah.
man.
I'd like to say my average charge is 6 inches, or if I'm
You know
lucky.
what though? You know what
But I'm
though?
probably getting 5 inches in my average roll for charges.
But here,
Sorry.
actually, you know what though? This does combo with the 3d6 charge. It does combo with free rerolls if you're in range of your general with that command trait. Like,
Yeah.
there's ways of making this actually
Oh
quite
yeah,
doable.
with of course, with the rerolls.
Yeah, and with
Sure.
rerolls, like,
It does also say just charge move of 7 inches, not unmodified as well.
It does.
So any bonuses you have
yeah,
will.
we'll count. Yeah, that's totally
And
true.
for the last one,
7 is plenty.
Uh,
7
I've
is
gotten this every
respectable.
time.
You sons of bitches. Oh my god.
this is a Slaanesh special.
Oh,
Chat.
this is how it had to be. Yeah.
So the Depraved Unity. I've
One
gotten
second.
every
One
game.
second. Thank you, chat. Friendship is in fact magic.
It is magic.
Continue on, sir. Thank you.
So Depraved Unity is pick one objective that you do not control. You complete this tactic if you control this objective at the end of this turn, and at least one is a mortal and one is a demon of Slaanesh. I've gotten every time.
One objective that you do not control. You complete this tactic if you control an objective at the end of this turn. Mortal unit.
A
Sorry.
mortal Hedonite or mortal.
Okay.
Some-
One friendly. So you have to have one of each, essentially.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's super easy.
I get it every time.
That's that's one of the easiest in the game.
I mean, some people may not have a demon,
No, I know, but
but
like
they're probably losing the game.
But yeah, exactly. And not only that, but like if you're not planning around your battle tactics when you're composing your army, you're probably
Correct.
not really. You're kind of
Unless you're Skaven.
yeah. If you're planning around it's the opposite. If we're talking Skaven, if you're planning around your battle tactics, you're doing it wrong with Skaven.
Handbook supports me today.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. You gotta hope for the Greenhorn Rat for that.
All right, I think that's where we've beaten battle tactics and grand strategies. Method of torture.
Those are really good. Those are way better than average.
I think it's definitely not.
Although
it's definitely not Daughters of Cain easy, but it's good.
no, like there's none on there that are auto like Daughters of Cain, but on the whole, this is way better than your average. Like, I mean, I have like 8 armies, I think, at this point, and the only one that's like comparable to this that I have is Zeech, and Zeech has like really good battle.
Okay,
tactics. Yeah, but like
Zinch.
Zeech has good
okay.
ones. Yeah, they have
Yeah.
good ones, but like
I'll send you my Zinch list later.
Okay, cool. I mean,
it's fine. It's cool.
I know like so anyway. Oh man. Okay, we'll move on.
Yeah,
but
the
like
only one of these I wouldn't pick is Realm Racers, probably. Like everyone else is like either situationally good or auto.
But like
But if you choose the one where you're the God Seekers, everything within 12 inches of a hero can reroll. It might be a last ditch effort.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Only
And
thing
if you-
alive.
If you
is
have
not
enough
champion.
units, like these are actually really good over on the whole.
And then-
Like, I agree that that's not my first choice. Like that
And
is
then the next
Yeah.
general handbooks will be only supporting mounts now.
yeah maybe.
That's my guess. That's my guess. It's a big guy.
That's the rumor. That's the rumor.
Is it?
Yeah,
I haven't
the
read anything
rumor-
online.
The rumor, and I mean like it's also conjecture because it's like the one unit type they haven't covered yet. Essentially,
Flight. They haven't covered flight.
they haven't covered. Actually, that's true. And then they also like another rumor I heard was named characters, but I don't think so. I don't see it.
All named characters can have an artifact or a command trait.
I mean, like, and I can hear some people like who play ogres like Carson being like, we don't have any named characters, but like giants were totally screwed over by the infantry one, and by the Galatian champion one. Like they've only gotten bones so far. But
All right. Let's
fine.
get the War Scrolls because
Okay.
this is gonna.
Okay. So
We're at that 2-hour mark.
yes. So We won't cover all of them. Let's get like a highlight reel,
Okay.
right? Like,
Yes, I'll quickly go over the highlights of each model.
cool. Let's do that.
So Keeper's Secrets, they are worth their points, whatever they cost.
Okay. Yep.
But they have everything else is just as it is. The shield now is just a blanket 5+ ward, which take the shield. Excess of Violence is good. It's once per battle in the combat phase. If any friendly units that with this ability is on the battlefield, you can pick one different friendly Heal Knight Slaanesh unit wholly within 12. Basically, you could choose that one model to fight a second time at strike last effect. So if you could combo this ability with your 4 killers, and you can, if a unit has 40 wounds because of the amount of models in it, you can basically try to get them to fight twice, and you can mix that in with different things to subtract attack characteristics. You also have the Dark Temptation, so you can get Depravity with Keeper's Secret. So once per turn, at the start of the combat phase of a friendly unit with this abilities on the battlefield, you can pick one enemy unit within 3 inches of a friendly unit with this ability. If you do so, your opponent must choose whether to resist or give temptation. If it resists, it suffers D3 mortals. If it gives temptation, you get the Depravity. And it's all right.
How many points?
They cost.
I'm gonna pull up the points in just
400
a
even.
400. Okay. 1 attack, 2 and 3 -1, 4 attacks, 3s and 3s -1, 2 damage, and then 2 attacks, 3s and 3s -2, and 5 damage.
Yep. So its spell is nothing to sing home about, even though it has choir and everything. It's casting cost 6, range is 6.
Oh.
Roll 2d6. Each enemy unit within 6 basically is bravery characteristic of less than that 2d6 rolls d3 mortal wounds for each of those units.
Okay.
It's all right. It was just yeah. Shalaxi is fun.
Okay.
Shalaxi has a Cloak of Constriction. It says subtract 1 from hit and wound rolls in melee against it.
Neat.
It also has something called Irresistible Challenge, which basically, if you do your pick one enemy unit within 12 inches and more than 3 from any other friendly unit. If you do, your opponent must choose whether that hero accepts or refuses Shalaxi's challenge. If they refuse, the hero suffers D3 mortal wounds. If they accept, that hero must attempt a charge and must finish that charge move half inch of this unit. If they do not finish the charge move within half inch, they suffer D3 mortal wounds instead.
That's interesting. I'm not a big fan of she has 4 attacks total. Like, I mean, the damage characteristic is insane, and it's 3s and 2s, right?
Yeah.
But 4 attacks, like, for anyone who doesn't roll well, like myself, like I'm, you know what I mean? Like I look at low volume of attacks, and that terrifies me.
So I think her strength is forcing them to charge you, and then the -1 to hit and wound that she gets in melee. So now you just force them to either take D3 mortal wounds or charge you.
Yeah.
And now they charge you. Now they're in combat with you, and now they're -1 to hit and wound, plus the -2 to wound potentially if you have 12 depravity.
Yeah.
So I think she's a buffer to just make you fight her, or make your enemy fight her.
Yeah.
And she has a 4+ save and 16 wounds.
And wait, and do they? So, if she makes them charge her, do they have to fight her?
Well, I mean, in theory, you're going to position it where she's the only one they're fighting, right?
But like, couldn't you make it so that Slangor are or something else is next to her that's also deadly? So it's just like, ugh.
Oh yeah, of course.
Okay.
That's a smart way to play it, too.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
How many points?
She's 420.
420. Right on.
She's gonna be baked out of your mind when you use her. But she does have a decent spell. It's a casting value of 4.
She should be Shalaxi Bluntbane. No. Sorry.
So with a casting value of 4,
Right.
Until your next hero phase, add 1 to hit wound rolls for attacks made by the caster.
Okay.
That target enemy heroes and add 1 to save for attacks made by enemy heroes.
Wait, so are we still on Shalaxi?
She has that 1 spell.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see. That's her spell. Got it.
So next you have Sinessa and Dexessa.
Okay.
I think the biggest change is they're War Masters.
That's really
And
cool.
Sinessa doesn't know every spell. Sinessa was my fun chaos ally because the War Scroll says she knows all the Slaanesh spells, and then you can take those Slaanesh spells into Slaves of Darkness.
Um.
So I had a Bravery Bomb list before they changed it
Okay.
because I would use Sinessa and then, yeah, Bravery Bomb the heck out of people.
I have one thing I want to say too. This is like totally random. It's a hardcore tangent, like 90-degree turn. But about these units specifically, why aren't they in 40k as well? Like I don't play this faction in 40k, but like they're a demon unit. Why aren't they in 40k? Like it's just such an easy
They're
thing to
not
do.
40k?
No, they're not. They're only in AOS. And
You're making me look.
I still don't know why. I guarantee you they're not in 40k.
I believe you, but
Yeah.
I'm still looking.
I just don't get why.
Isn't there a story for them?
I mean, yeah, I'm sure the lore all cuts together, but like even if they just name them something else. I don't know. I just think it's silly. Like there's a few things like that.
Yeah, maybe they'll add them in 10th, yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
Slangor aren't in 40k. There's a few things that are not.
So, in a nutshell,
yeah,
Sinessa has an awesome 18-inch shot. Because pick one enemy unit with her range, invisible. The opponent must roll dice for that unit. If the roll is less than the unit's save characteristic, that unit suffers 6 mortal wounds. If the roll is greater, it suffers 3.
Okay.
That's it.
Neat. Oops.
18 inches, 6 mortal wounds or 3. Once per battle, it could also issue a command anywhere in a battle, which it did in the previous book, and it does have a spell. Roll 3d6. Pick one enemy unit. Roll 3d6. If that roll is equal to or greater than hero's bravery characters, add 1 hit wound rolls for attacks that target that hero into the next phase, hero phase. And there's no range on it.
Okay.
She's always been good at just selecting, because I think the other book she can use Pervadus Slaanesh anywhere in the battlefield, where I think it was like 3 inches or something like that.
Are you taking her in your list?
Heck no.
Okay.
Because
if it's something you don't really like, I think we could just skip over it unless it's something compelling, you know. Just because there's a decent amount of war scrolls in here. Keith,
just real fast.
Keith said
her biggest downside. She's a good model.
Yeah.
Her biggest downside
cool
is she's 270 points for a 9 wound model with the 4+ save.
That's a very easy fix, though. To be fair.
Correct. I know. I said it's a good model.
Yeah.
Great
model. Like war scroll. Keith did say, by the way, maybe they'll
is the same.
Okay, fair enough. Keith did say maybe they'll add them in 10th edition. That's a good call. Hopefully they do. Like I've got no skin in this game. I don't play the army, but like anyway.
So next is Selesky, and although there is worth noting,
sounds like a hockey player.
I like Selesky.
Oops.
Because the amount of attacks, it does have a good spell called Subvert. On a 7 casting cost, 18 inches away, pick one enemy unit. That unit cannot issue a command until your next hero phase, and it can run in charge. You'd be surprised how much don't have run in charge.
Yeah, I can see that. What's their movement?
They are also War Master.
Oh wow, that's crazy. What's their movement like?
8 inches.
8 inches. Okay.
Wound characteristic 9, bravery 10. But it does have its Whip of Scourge has 8. I mean, it has a lot of attacks, and it's good. But it's a name, so you can't add any of the artifacts and command traits to it.
Totally.
So the best MVP right now for me, one of the many things I really love in this book, but Contorted Epitome, I've been talking about it. That 2+ ward, it's 190 points. It's not unique.
Okay.
And it's also a great ally for a 190 point ally that has a 24-inch casting of overwhelming acquaintance, because it says friendly that attack. It doesn't say Slaanesh or Hedonite, so you can take this as an ally or something in any of the armies that can take it and then get +1 to wound. We beat this model, the Dead Horse. It does have a 12-inch movement and a 5+ save.
Right. The epitome, right. Before we go into it, Alan actually answered our question. He says Sin and Dex were born into the lore from the body of Slaanesh during the mortal realms. Because that's remember Slaanesh was
Yeah.
in chains in the in between realms
Yeah.
from Teclis and all them, and then he was saying it proves that 40k is not in AOS's past.
Okay.
Is an AOS best.
Well, I think what he's saying is that 40k is not the future of Age of Sigmar.
Yeah.
The ending statement is a little confusing but that's cool. Like, thank you, Alan, for clearing
Yeah.
up.
Thank you.
Like because I don't know any of the lore behind them. So that's really cool, and obviously a true Slaanesh fan there. If you know if you know the ins and outs of their lore, that's really dope.
The mask is really good. It can
Okay.
Infernal Raptors.
Yep.
So what makes the mask good is it does have a 4+ ward, but you can start deployment off the table, and then after deployment, but before the first battle round begins, you can remove this unit from the battlefield. If you do, set it up again anywhere in your opponent's territory within outside of 3 inches.
Okay.
So think about the new Corn book with their demons. If you're within certain range, they can no longer get their ward saves. So it's a good alpha strike. It's kind of like the Slaanesh version of the Lore Seeker. Then Infernal Raptress is fantastic in that it's 120 points to fill. That any time a spell is successfully cast, they have to re-roll it. And if it's a double, they take D3 mortal wounds.
Dang.
And if they miscast, it's 2 D3 mortal wounds. Next one is the Bladebringer Herald of the Seeker Slaanesh. This is the standard chariot.
Okay.
Nothing special. I'm not building this one.
Oh, fair enough.
Cool beans. It can retreat and still charge later in the same phase. That's a big highlight, but it's in the previous book. Next is the Herald of Hellflayers. For me, there's nothing that stands out with the Hellflayers. Because it's the next models that really, really stand out to me, and that's the whoa, where did I not put them in? I didn't put them in. Oh my gosh, the one thing I wanted. Okay, so sorry about that.
No worries, not at all.
The Exalted Chariots are, I think, fantastic.
Yes.
So first you have the Bladebringer Herald of Exalted Chariots, and this can issue 2 commands in the same phase and you don't have to spend for the second command. It also increases. It has excessive blades. After this unit finishes charging, where you can pick one enemy unit and roll a number of dice equal to the charge roll, and for each roll greater than the enemy's save characteristic, the unit suffers one mortal wound each. It also has, it's a caster, so it has Acquiesce on its war scroll, which is just +1 to wound. That's 18 inches.
That's really good though.
But combo that with the Exalted Chariots. So the Bladebringer Exalted Chariot has 10 wounds, 4+ save, movement 10. The Exalted Chariot has a 9 wounds, 4+ save, and you can actually make them battle line if the Bladebringer Exalted Chariot is the general. So you can put 3 in 1 unit if you want.
That's crazy.
So they have the same ability where they can charge in and roll the less than the save to do mortal wounds but the big thing here is Bitter Frenzy. Roll dice each time this unit receives a command from a friendly Bladebringer Exalted Chariot on a 4+, add 1 to the damage characteristic of this unit's whips. And so
say that again. So
anytime they receive an order from the Bladebringer, remember they can do 2. They can you roll a 4+ and you add 1 to the damage characteristic to its blend whips, and there's no limitation on that.
Dang, that's wild.
And so that's a characteristic is 4 attacks, 3s, 4s, -1, 2 damage.
Damn.
All right, and that's the one I'm doing tests with, but again, I don't want to build them.
Yeah. You're not as much of a sadist and into Slaanesh as you know.
I got 2. Okay.
Yeah.
I think I have 6. Okay.
Fair enough.
Next, you have Demonettes. The only thing that stand out with Demonettes is that they're still 1 wound, but they do If you choose the icon bearer, they get a 5+ rally.
So they rock 2 attacks at 3s and 4s, -1/1 damage.
Yep.
And how many points are they for 10?
120 or 130? 130? 125.
125. That's
For
pretty
10.
good.
Yeah. Run and
Because
charge.
run and charge naturally, and then also they have, if you can get to the 6 up mortal wounds,
Yeah. They completely
30 of
they
them.
open up.
Yeah, like that gets pretty insane. Okay, cool.
Next, you have the fiends.
Yeah,
Fiends are fun, but I haven't used them. I mean, they seem fun. I meant to say.
that's fair.
So
You could always
if
proxy.
it's deadly venom,
Yeah,
if the target is an attack made with if it has wound characteristic of 1, the damage characteristic of the weapon has a damage characteristic of 1. If it has a wound characteristic of 2 and 3, the barbed stinger has D3. If it has 4 or more, it's D6 damage. But it's one attack. It's one attack.
Ugh.
But
So
there's
close.
ways to stack it, right?
So
You know what I'm
close.
saying? There's ways to stack it.
So
But
close.
the other good thing it does is subtract 1 from what hit and wound rolls for attacks in melee against it, and
That's
subtract
good.
1 from casting and unbinding, which is within 12 inches of a wizard.
Dang, that's actually really good.
Yeah, it's not bad.
And what's their
It's like
movement? Their movement's always been good, but
it's 12-inch.
12. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay.
They're all right. They're not D3 damage.
Damaged
Or
goods.
Seekers, I think, are fantastic.
Okay.
And then I think I haven't seen people really talk about them. So the thing that stands out with them is, let's go over the cost. Seekers cost 140 points for 5 models, so 10 wounds. The big thing about them is you can roll 2d6 instead of d6 when you make a run roll. In addition, they can run and charge.
Yeah, that's super good.
So if they move
It's
14
so
inches
mobile.
plus 2d6.
Yeah. And they're 2 attacks, 3s and 4s, -2, does that say?
-1.
-1. Oh, okay.
They have a 5+ rally
It's so fuzzy on my screen.
if you have the icon bearer.
Okay.
And you add 1 to run rolls and charge rolls, which
Wow.
are the other banger. And wait, there's more.
Wait.
At the end of the combat phase, if any enemy models are within with a wound characteristic 2 or less were slain, add 1 to the attack characteristic of their piercing claws for the rest of the battle.
Neat.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're good. The big thing is their cavalry. You can get out there and you can create a wall to protect some of your other things.
That's true. And I mean, we're not currently in a season that favors them, but who knows what the future may hold.
Yeah.
Okay.
My favorite model in this new bunch.
Oh my gosh. Or your favorite War Scroll.
Oh, it's my favorite model, dude.
No, I know, but like it's not a new model. I was just
No, my favorite model in Slaanesh since it came out has been Glutos.
Yes.
Since Glutos came out, he's been my favorite model.
That makes sense. He's very elaborate and very creative.
So there's now a limitation to your Gorge of Excess. In the previous book, you can just do damage over the amount of damage. So even after you kill it, you keep rolling so you can heal.
Wow.
So you can heal full wounds, but now it's limited to 6 wounds.
Why don't you tell the rule like you're talking to 2 people that don't understand it? Because me and Carson don't know what you mean.
So at the Gorge of Excess,
yeah,
at the start of your hero phase, you pick 1 Hedonite Slaanesh mortal, wholly within 12. If you do so until your next hero phase, each time this unit fights, after all the attacks have been resolved, you can heal up a number of wounds allocated to the unit that you attack, basically. But it has a limitation of 6, so you can maximize. Sorry, not limited. Max is 6 wounds you can heal. The previous book allowed you to do this infinitely.
Okay. So wait, so you pick a mortal unit, and if that mortal unit causes wounds to another enemy unit, you can heal up to 6 wounds to Glutos or to that unit.
That unit.
To that unit. I see. Okay. So that'd be really good on like a Seeker or something like that that you want to heal up. Neat. Okay. So wait, first of all, sorry, how many wounds is he?
He's 18.
18.
With a 3+ save.
Wow. And he's got a 5-up ward.
Yep.
Okay. And
So he has a 5+ ward. He doesn't need to wait.
okay, and he can cast 2 Unbind 2. Is he the
His spell is amazing.
Is he the general in addition? I don't think so,
Nope.
right? Okay. And then
Uh,
subtract 1 from hit rolls for enemy units within 12, which you said towards the start. This
and then
unit.
he has a table that stacks. Battle round 1, you get all Heat/Slash mortals wholly within 12 get +1 to bravery. Round 2, he can now run and charge. Round 3,
Wow.
mortal Slaanesh models do not have to take battle shock.
On the battlefield?
No, 12 inches.
Still, that's amazing.
Round 4 is Desert. This unit can attempt to cast 1 extra spell in your hero phase and attempt 1 extra Unbind. And round 5 is Digestive. You can re-roll casting and dispelling unbinding rolls for this unit.
Wow.
His spell, though.
Okay.
But wait, there's more.
But wait.
So his spell is Crippling Famishment. Its casting value 7, 18 inches. Pick 1 enemy unit within range, visible to the caster, until your next hero phase. Have the move characteristic, have the run rolls and charge rolls for that unit.
Gross. That's disgusting.
So I use the heck out of him. Like he's my go-to in my lists.
Sorry, how many points was he again?
Oh, I'm glad you asked. He's a whopping 480 points.
Dang, take my money.
Oh, wait. There's a downside to him.
What?
He's not a monster.
Okay.
He's 18 wounds. He's not a monster. So how many models does he count for objectives?
Yeah, 2, but still.
I mean, that's my only complaint.
Take my money, man. Like, same with Catacross, and I'm still taking him in every bloody list.
Catacross isn't a monster?
I don't think so.
Oh, wow. So, yeah,
Keith asks, is Gluto sub-faction locked? I don't see...
Nope.
He's not? He doesn't have any keywords for any of them? Damn.
No keywords.
Alan Wesley says, glucose pork loin. That's godlike. And Horrible says he seems stupid good in his opinion. I don't think any of us disagree with that.
Yeah, 3+ save, 18 wounds, and he heals. He can potentially heal.
And Horrible says Catacross is not a monster either. Yeah, I didn't think so.
Yeah.
They keep it very thematic. Like if the Eidolon, who's like a giant guy, like isn't, then it kind of makes sense, you know. But
next we have Lord Hubris. We talked about the big thing that people don't mention with him is he can allow the Myriad Painbringers and Twin Souls wholly within 12 to fight on death.
This guy's super good, hey?
He's all right.
I mean,
he's a 5+ save and a 4+ ward, 5 wounds, and you're making something attack him.
4+ ward though, like, yeah.
Like it's not like Sigvald who has a 3+ save and a 4+ ward.
I know, but
Sigvald is pretty much the exact same. I think he's beautiful.
Alan says not faction locked for Glutos, and Keith says Lord of Codpiece. Yes, this is correct. This is the most true statement anyone has ever made this evening.
Next is the Lord of Pain.
Oh, do we have to move on from Lord of Codpiece?
No.
Okay.
I thought you'd never ask.
Okay.
The Sigvald is a 6-inch movement, 6 wounds, 3+ save.
His war scroll's cut off. That's not me, FYI.
Which one is it?
Sigvald.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He's not. He strikes first when he charges. He gets the attack. His attack character is his charge roll. Add 3 to his charge.
It's the same as before.
No modified rolls. Right. No ward rolls when he hits.
Is that only when he charged, like before?
When you strike first, yeah.
So it's you don't get a ward save if he made a charge roll, correct? If he charged.
No, I don't think you ever get a ward roll. Let me check. I could be
wrong.
Okay,
because that would be different than the old book.
Yeah, you cannot. You cannot take ward rolls for any of his attacks.
That's better. I like that more.
Yeah. The new stuff, the stuff that's really standing out to me is the new models from the previous book. So Lord of Pain now has a 4+ ward.
What's it? Mirmadesh Painbringer.
Yep, Lord of Pain. We're talking about.
Oh, okay. Uh, I don't
The,
see them.
so he's crunched up by he's on the same page as Sigvald.
Oh, okay. Oh,
He's
I
just
see. It was
crunched
just cut
up.
off. I couldn't see it. Got it. Oh, got it. Okay, yeah, I can barely see. Okay, got
You got to look under his gonads to
it.
just left.
Whoa. Hey ho. Okay, go
No, so
go
so he
on.
has a 4+ ward. In addition, each time he makes that ward save,
Okay.
uh, in addition, each time a wound or mortal wound caused by an attack made with melee weapon is negated, the enemy that the attacking enemy suffers one mortal wound.
Okay.
So every time you make your ward roll, they suffer a mortal wound.
And he's got a ward
Uh,
of 4+ as well.
but
So
that's in melee, specific in melee.
still
Then,
pretty
when you're
good.
contesting an objective,
Yeah.
he creates a totally within 12-inch bubble that gives +1 to hit and wound rolls to mortal Slaanesh units. So this is my favorite model. I've gotten many debates about this model, and I just love it. So Shard Speaker of Slaanesh.
Okay.
Is it on the next one?
Oh.
Did I not put the Shard Speaker?
Next page.
I didn't.
I have
I don't know.
Painbringers and Twin
Yeah,
Souls.
I don't have it on here. Sorry
Okay.
about that.
No worries. No, it's all good. It's all good, man.
Shard Speaker Slaanesh is a 125 point model that has one spell. You can cast one spell. If it successfully casts one spell, it gains Shadow Cloak Claws, which is a pretty decent attack. 5 attacks, 3s, -1, 2 damage. And in addition, it gains a 4+ ward. So now you have a wizard that has a 4+ ward.
Jeez.
And then once per turn in your shooting phase, you can pick one enemy unit within 9, roll a dice on a 4+, subtract 1 from the save rolls for attacks that target that unit until your next hero phase.
Damn. How many points, by the way?
125, I think.
Wow.
She's my.
How many casts and combines?
She has one cast, one unbind.
That makes sense. For 125.
So what I use her, the combo I use with her, she's 6-inch movement, 5 wounds. I give her Flaming Weapon as the spell. So it's a 4 casting cost, and now all her attacks have 3 damage. Then I use another model to cast Lashon.
Okay.
And so I try to attack with her turn 1. Basically I'm going in with 5 attacks, 3s, -1, 3 damage.
Okay.
And then I potentially can get to -3 rend.
Wow.
And so I try to get euphoric killers on turn 1 with her.
Dang.
So the model that's not in here is Bliss Barbs. Also, it's on the same page.
Bliss Barbs, popular as ever.
Yeah, they're 18 inches, 2 attacks, 3s, 4s, -1, 1 damage. They get +1 to wound because they're a little smoky guy, and they can run in charge. Then you have the Painbringers have a 3+ save, and if they're contesting an objective, they get +1 to save.
Okay.
Then you have the Twin Souls, subtract 1 from the attack characteristic of melee weapons used by enemy units within 3 inches of it. And the unit has a 5+ ward while it is within 3 inches of enemy units.
Nice. I like.
And then I'm going fast because it's getting late.
No, that's great. Yep.
Hellstriders. The one that really stands out for Hellstriders that I use is the Hellscourge, because enemy models with wound characteristics of 1 or 2 cannot contest objectives while they're within 3 inches of any friendly units with this ability. So they can take away the smaller units to contest objectives.
Okay.
Some of the big MVPs in this list that really stand out is first. Let's go over Bliss Barb Seekers.
Here, before you. Oh wait, sorry. So we've gone through all the war scrolls now. Is that correct?
No.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought that's what you were.
No.
I thought you were doing a recap, and I just wanted to
Bliss
I
Barb
do want to
Seekers.
talk about the endless spells before we. Oh, Bliss Barb Seekers. I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Bliss Barb Seekers have a 14-inch movement. They can run and shoot.
Yep.
But if any wounds caused by attacks made with their missile weapons, to allocate to any enemy model, subtract 1 from save rolls until the end of the turn.
That's really good.
Yes. So I'm stacking this in a giant line. It's 12-inch range, 3 shots, 3s, 4s, -1, 1 damage.
So 15 shots. You can have them hitting on 2s. And
+1 for the leader.
You just need 1 to go through, and then you're gonna.
I split these shots like crazy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, totally. That's a
Hmm.
good. Unless you've got like a tank, like unless you're going into Kragnos and you're just like, all I need is one. You know what I mean? All I
Yep.
need is one, and then he's so much easier to kill in the combat phase. Interesting. Okay, I love it.
Then going to quickly,
Yep.
uh, the endless spells
Cool. Yeah. I
is
wanted to talk about the endless spells.
dreadful
Yeah.
Vestigial
Yeah.
is my favorite. It
Okay.
it's a casting value of 7, 12-inch range. It has an 8-inch movement, so it can fly. After this endless spell has moved, roll 6 dice for the closest enemy within 6. If more than one unit is close, you just choose whatever. If they're equally close, for each 4 plus, the unit suffers a mortal wound. In addition, if any wounds caused by this ability are allocated to that unit, the strike last effect applies.
Dang.
Also,
Whoa. How many
subtract
points?
1 from bravery
How?
characters appears
What?
while they're within 12 inches.
What?
Add 1 to Slaanesh units.
What? That's
Yeah.
insane. That's insane. How many
Just
points?
keeps going.
I know.
That's 60, I think.
Jeez.
Yeah, 60.
I mean,
For some reason, the will is
it's no
80
OBR
points.
spell, but god dang, that's good. That is fire. And like, wow, there's so much there. Like it combos on so many levels.
Yes. So that's the one I've got. The mirror it's all right. It's not bad. You gotta if you don't go closer to it while you're within a range within 12 inches, the unit suffers D3 mortal wounds, which is great. But if it suffers those mortal wounds, at the end of movement phase, roll 6 dice for each enemy unit within 6 inches of the endless spell. Sorry. For each 6, that unit must choose, basically make a temptation, either D3 mortal wounds or give me D3 depravity.
Dang.
So there's a lot of variables to make that work. The dreadful visage,
Yep, you nailed it.
visagi,
Yep, that's it.
it's it's consistent the way it works.
Yeah, I would take that. I think in every list, like
60 points. Yeah.
every
Pretty good.
list. It's not
Uh,
as good as the OBR one, I don't think, but like it might be. Like
Ah, I mean, OBR is good.
OBR is real good. Like
Holy
those,
shit.
they're both really good. And
Holy
you know
shit.
what? You know what? Dreadful Visagi. That's it. Um, it is. It's got a really cool looking endless spell too. I just want to say that. That's like a main sell for me when I'm picking out models to play with. Right? It's cool looking. Okay. And what about the Fane? That's the terrain piece.
That's so if you're within 6 of the terrain piece, you
Yeah.
can roll a dice. On a 2 plus, you take a mortal wound, and then you get +1 to wound for your hero. Or you sacrifice an artifact and you get a permanent +1 to wound. That's it.
Wait. You sacrifice an artifact and it's permanently +1 to wound?
Yes, the hero.
Only on the hero that sacrificed their artifact.
Correct.
That's still pretty good.
And then you could also use it as a summoning anchor point.
Okay.
Hmm.
Oh, neat. Yeah. I mean,
oh,
it's
but you still
pretty-
have to roll.
What?
You still have to roll 2 plus after you sacrifice your artifact.
But you know what though? That is so freaking like in lore. It's like
It
it's a
is. I like it.
temptation. You know what I
I
mean?
like it. I
Yeah.
dig the book.
I actually dig that, you know, like that would be something that if I already played the army, I would be like, oh, that's cool. Like
I don't think I've been disappointed completely with any book that's come out this year.
this year, I think
Yeah.
I agree with that. What books have come out this year?
KO,
KO, that's a
Yeah.
really, really strong book.
Soulblight,
Soulblight, OBR,
OBR,
Seraphon.
Slaanesh, Korn,
Yeah,
Seraphon.
yeah.
I think that's it.
What did
Oh, Staves of Darkness, technically.
did Ogres come out this year?
No, that came
No,
out last
Ogres
year in
last year.
November.
Oh, okay. Slaves
Yeah,
of
that's
Dark,
it. Slaves of
Slaves of
Darkness,
Darkness. Technically, I mean, I think that's a good book. It's so versatile. Like,
Oh yeah, it's a blast. I still got them over there in the shelf.
yeah. Oh man.
I got rid of my old models so I can get new models because they're so much better looking.
Yeah. Keith was saying, been a few things lately where you read the rules, think, man, that is powerful, and then you see the next words are in addition. You're just, yeah.
Oh, I
You're
know.
just like, oh man. And then
Oh my gosh.
sometimes
yeah.
it's
That's so
several,
true.
like it's like in addition and and it keeps going. Yeah. Love it. Adam, man, what a cool book. What a cool book.
Um, so is there any of your favorite things that you've seen in this book?
Oh man, like it's a book that like I've only seen talked about. It's never a book that I've like looked into enough. Like Zeech, before you were kind enough to sell me a bunch of Zeech models. Like Zeech, I've always been curious about. I've always wanted to play them, like pretty
You
much
see,
since the beginning.
they
But
didn't match the same color as my army, so I had to get rid of them, right?
yeah, exactly. That totally makes sense to me. But but uh, but like the but with Slaanesh, I've never been like that. So it's hard to take it all in. You know what I mean?
Uh,
I
I was
I
I
do,
love
but
Slaanesh,
before I forget,
the way they look.
euphoric killers and the depravity temptation dice thing. I actually really like both of those things. I haven't played against it, so I don't know how much of like a you know what I mean. Like I don't know exactly yeah how good or bad it might be to play against, but like um, overall it seems like a real. I think I think I can safely say that it looks like a really fun army to pilot, and it looks very thematic.
It is. That's a very fair assessment. But to go with that, I find most books have been very thematic in how I've always imagined them to be.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
in third edition, like
Robin says, "Am I openly Slaanesh curious?" I'm actually not at all, and I've got nothing like against like I'm not like saying it's not a good army aesthetically or whatever. It's just an army that I've never been interested in. Same with KO. It's just literally never. It's just totally in my wheelhouse. But I can look at it from a distance and just say like that's well made. Those models are like objectively speaking well made and like very pleasing to whoever likes the army. So it's not that like I'm saying they're bad. It's just not something that I personally. It's not an aesthetic I'm into. You know.
that's the biggest problem is that I just love most of the models in the whole line of Sigmar right now.
It seems very
Mm.
divisive where it's like either you love it or you hate it. You know what I mean? Kind of thing. Like, but yeah.
I think the army that just it's hard for me to get into because the aesthetic is is ogres. Just need to update the model line.
Excuse me.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
say ogres?
Carson,
How dare you? My
Carson,
cinnamon buns and I will go elsewhere, sir.
Carson, you can't say anything because your background is not meat. So.
Hold on.
There is meat on this background. It was like a flurry of beauty.
I think you. Oh, I'm my mistake. My mistake.
You ruined it.
Yeah, you ruined. Friendship is no longer magic.
It's not magical.
Yeah.
I appreciate
Here,
you
let me,
inviting me. I haven't. I've been eating Tic Tacs for dinner.
Oh my God.
Um,
What the hell are you looking at now? What is that? Like I
That's
know
Jar
it's
Jar
Jar
Binks.
Jar's face, but I don't know what on earth is in behind him. Is it Star Wars
that
So
Spice?
actor
in
was
true
suicidal
Slaanesh,
because the way he was treated for playing Jar Jar Binks. He did
that's
exactly
terrible.
what he was hired to do,
Yeah,
and people made him feel bad about it.
but what on earth is that product in your background?
No, they made like a lollipop where the tongue
Oh
is
God.
the lollipop. You have to like French kiss Jar Jar Binks
You
in
have
order to
to
get your.
suck on his tongue. That is like the worst taste of. That's in the worst taste.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh man.
So
Well,
Slaanesh, everyone.
yeah, this is very in world.
Yeah.
So, but
No,
you're.
one thing I
Yep.
go
Sorry.
ahead. Sorry.
No. Actually, we didn't get your take on the book. We cut you
Yeah,
off.
how dare you?
Yeah. Huh?
No, the
Go on.
I really like that it gives your opponent agency in some of the things that happen. So like the whole depravity system is like you're giving your opponent a choice to do something.
Yep.
Whereas one problem that I have sometimes is that sometimes you'll face an army where it's just like I'm just gonna do a bunch of stuff to you, and you're
Yeah.
like, cool, I'm just gonna watch this happen and hope that it's not that bad. Like it's, there's no choice whatsoever. There's no
That's true.
tactics in interacting with it. It's just kind of like, hopefully I don't get messed with too hard. So I
That's
really
a
like that about Slaanesh. So
that's a great point. It's very interactive in
yeah.
the opponent's turn. I totally agree with that. Yeah.
So I haven't played against the new book yet, but I'm honestly excited to versus being afraid to play against new OVR.
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
that's kind of terrifying.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
I've played
Well,
against OBR. I'd like to play against
one bit of
Slaanesh.
advice
Uh-huh.
or one thing to look out for
Yeah.
if anyone's using any allies or any kind of other chaos friends,
Yeah.
none of this depravity works with them.
That's true.
No, none of it. Like so, you can't
Yeah.
just because it has a Slaanesh keyword doesn't mean it works. It says
That's true.
Hedonite
Euphoric
or euphoric
killers
killers.
doesn't work. Yeah. Yeah.
So remember that people try to sneak those in all the
And
time.
it doesn't work if they're trying to make a save against a Slaanesh unit, like a non Slaanesh unit as well, right?
Correct.
And it doesn't work if they.
Oh no. It says it says enemy.
Okay.
You can use temptation on other Slaanesh.
Oh, you can use temptation.
You can use the stuff on other Slaanesh. It just says enemy, friendly Slaanesh, or enemy. It doesn't say
Oh,
like
it's
Nurgle,
not
where
locked.
poison doesn't work against other Nurgle.
So it doesn't. So like if I have a Slaves to Darkness Slaanesh unit, right? And
Yeah.
they go to hit my enemy unit, I can't. Can I offer them a temptation dice?
You mean off of your own unit? No, I'm joking.
Oh,
You can't offer them. So the way it reads is at the start of each battle round, after determining who takes the first turn, you gain a pool of 6 dice. These are temptation dice. Each time your opponent makes a failed hit roll, failed swoon roll, failed save roll, you can offer a temptation dice.
oh, so it's not locked to the faction.
Yes.
Okay then. Yeah. Then that totally works. So
Yeah, but
so
the other way,
euphoric
where
killers
the
doesn't
euphoric
work.
killers does
Yeah,
not.
yeah, that's fair. But that's good to know. It's good for people who are like playing against them and with them. If it's a highly
Correct.
skilled player, you might want to establish a safe word. Petition for Carson to be an NPC in the next Elder Scrolls game. I would sign that in a heartbeat.
Yes. I
Yeah.
would sign that too.
God dang. Yes, seriously. We need to start this. We need to start this. Yeah.
I have to go.
You guys make the petition. I will sign it. I have to go as well. Thanks to James for coming on. Amazing review. Thanks to Carson for being Meat Man in the background. And we'll see you guys next time. Also, friendship is magic. Don't forget that. It's very
Too
important.
many cooks. Look it up.